As to more digital, outdoor, and traditional advertising platforms, including radio, connected TV, search and social, programmatic, digital advertising, and digital out-of-home. So while you're closing the next deal, Stingray is working for you to deliver more leads, more customers, more sales. It's that easy. Get started now at stingraymediasolutions.com and always be closing.
Sports 1440, Stingray Radio Station.
CKJR broadcasts from West Edmonton Mall and Wetaskiwin.
Download the free Stingray music app and listen wherever you go.
All right, here we go for Sol 662, Friday, May the 8th. The weekend is here, so let's tear up the old pea-patch, clicker into Schnell, and make a fast break to the 11 o'clock hour. It is Feel Good Friday. It's Playlist Friday. Get them in, we'll get them on. 833-401-1440. That's our text line. Give us a call as well. We'd love to hear from you on a Friday, but if you've got a request and you'd like a walk-up song, you'd like a play-in song, whatever song you want to call it, send it our way, and the Duke will get it on a Friday morning heading in to the weekend on Playlist Friday. Hey, good morning. Welcome to the Kevin Karius Show on Sports 1440 on your AM radio dial, on your morning drive on a Friday. Maybe you're heading out for a little weekend excursion. Weekend weather looking not too bad. Nice and dandy, fine and dandy. You can also watch us on YouTube at Sports 1440 AM. Drop us a like and a subscription. We would appreciate that. We're also on X, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitch. And as always, we're streaming on the many services that are out there on the iHeartRadio, the TuneIn app, even on sports1440.ca. And if you miss any part of any show, well, you can find them where the podcasts hang out, because that's what they turn into. On Apple, on Spotify, even Google and Amazon. Please subscribe. It's free. Select the auto download. You'll never miss a second of the show. Yeah, it's a hearty Friday. Good morning to you as we get ready for a nice weekend in the City of Champions. Weather, as mentioned, looking pretty good as we finally turn the corner here after just a miserable month of April. Hey, it's Friday. That means our Monday and Friday co-host is in the building. Eddie Steele, Grey Cup champion from 2015, all-decade team with the double E, all-century team in U Sports history. Good morning, Eddie.
Hey.
And a happy belated 10th anniversary to you and Steph, Eddie, yesterday. And that was the real day yesterday?
That was the real day.
Wow.
Yeah, got hitched yesterday. It was a Saturday 10 years ago.
Wow. So, yeah, I guess, right?
And I
was it a big, where was it?
In Winnipeg.
Yeah,
it was fairly big, 190 people.
Ooh, wow.
I remember the day, believe it or not. I remember the day.
I would imagine. I hope you do.
Well, yeah, but the party gets away from you at the end of the night and stuff.
I've heard about your partying, you guys after the Grey Cup win in 2015. So calm down here. Calm down.
Good one.
Yeah. But anyway, hey, congratulations to you and Steph. I said on the air yesterday when you sent that photo out, I said, for her, it must feel like 30 years.
Yeah, honestly, I have put her through hell. I'm a fortunate man. A fortunate man.
But I'm sure you had a great dinner last night, or you went to Ruth's
Chris.
It
was nice. Ruth's Chris had a nice steak, 16-ouncer. Did I finish it?
Yeah, you did.
No, I could have. But I wanted to have some leftovers.
Did you have dessert? You wanted to
I had dessert as well. And for the two of us, we had a salad to start, and then I ordered onion rings and 3 sides.
Ooh.
So we fellow was eating yesterday.
Yeah. Well, Brendan Connolly and everyone at Roost Chris, they've been
Great job.
I mean, I made a joke. I had to MC the toast of the town, and it was a great night. And Brendan's on the committee, and I said because he donated a dinner with I think it was with T.O. Terry O'Flynn and his wife Grace, and then Kevin Lowe and Karen Percy Lowe. And anyway, I'm donating his 1 millionth dinner. I said because he gets hit up all the time. But
for sure.
I don't know if he's ever said no. So, but it was good.
Great establishment. Got to give
Yeah.
a shout out to our server as well, Don. He did a great job. The detail. He's just very attention to
My boy,
detail. So a
Donnie.
fella appreciates that. And, at the very end, as I'm squaring up, he has to drop that. He's an avid listener of the show
yeah.
and big fan of KK, knows KK. So everywhere you go, I run into people that know you. You have quite a lore about you here in Edmonton.
Probably met him in jail one night or something.
That's
Man.
good, man.
Well, again, happy anniversary, and here's to 10 more and many, many more after that. NHL last night, just the one game. Carolina is on the verge of sweeping Philadelphia after a 4-1 victory last night. Colorado's playing well too, but Carolina is on another level. They get at you, they frustrate you. There's a burr under your saddle every time, every shift. It's just, they just wreak havoc, and they get you so mad, and next thing you know, it's 3-1, 4-1.
It's in the back of the net.
Yeah,
With Carolina, though, wouldn't you agree? They've done this the past few playoffs where they run through the first two rounds, get to the
Sure.
conference finals, and they're a complete different team. Now, this year, it's probably the easiest path for them to get to the finals coming out of the East.
listen, it's both are fair comments, and the Canes are just the one win away now from sweeping the first two best of sevens. It hasn't happened right since the current format began, and that's back in the late 80s. So no team has started 8-0. There's been a lot of teams that went 7-0 but never got that 8th win. So they could win. So their game 4 is it's tomorrow. They could wrap it up tomorrow. The Montreal Buffalo series,
Just
game 2 is tonight.
Getting you going.
They could have more than a week off.
That's wild.
They could have more than a week off. They're the first team since the Tampa Bay Lightning in 2004, when the Lightning won the Stanley Cup, to give up and allow 8 goals or less in the first 7 games. So that's how well they're playing.
Might be controversial in this market, but I wouldn't be mad at Carolina if they won. I'd be happy for Rod the Bod. Just because they've been knocking. I got teams and stories where, franchises are well run from top down, and they've been knocking at the door for years, but haven't been able to bust it down.
Yeah, and he won. Obviously, he was captain.
I know.
in Carolina.
That's why I say
20 years ago,
controversial.
you think about it, 20 years ago.
That might not go over too well, that statement here.
Probably not, but I think people would rather have Carolina than maybe Vegas, or probably just Vegas right now. I think that if you're in Edmonton and you're handicapping, and hey, texters, give us a shout, 833-401-1440. Out of all the teams, what least team would you like to see win the Stanley Cup? It's probably Vegas at number 1.
Mm-hmm.
To be honest with you, I think a lot of Oiler fans would say, go ahead, Anaheim. Go ahead. I'm okay with that.
Just to say you've lost to another one.
Vegas and then probably Colorado.
Yeah, I would say Colorado's got to be up there.
I don't think Minnesota. I don't think there's a hatred here for Minnesota and people like Bill Guerin.
And I'm sure there's a lot of love for Montreal.
And Buffalo. So, let's take Philly out of the equation here already.
Oh, they're toast.
Sad to say,
they're toast.
It's just the way it is. But yeah, 833-401-1440. If you were to rank the teams that you hate most or would not like to see win the Stanley Cup, it's got to be Vegas, Colorado at the top of the list, and then the teams that you would be okay with. I'm not sure if Carolina's in the middle here. I think
they'd be like a Minnesota, the old mushy middle, impartial.
Yeah, but they'd be closer to a hater than a lover.
With Philly's season, because they're going to get swept most likely. This would be considered a successful season for Talkit over there in Philly.
Well, it's a successful season because no one thought they'd make the playoffs.
That's what I mean.
Yeah, they win one round, and they've got things in place. It's funny how you see, you watch Trevor Zegras last night, and he's into it with Rod Brindamore, or with Rick Tocchet, pardon me. And now you're going, okay. There's always a player that is always going to disagree with the coach. But when you see that, and that you've seen this movie before, not just with talking, not with just, but it's happened with other players and other coaches.
And it's a good thing.
And but they got to nip this in the bud here and go, listen, Trevor Zegras, it's team.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's good that Zegras went and scored. If this is an ego attitude thing for Zegras, absolutely they got to nip it in the bud. But the back and forth that we see, we don't see it as often, but when we do, there's a million cameras, so you're getting close-ups on each person's face. But it's so good for coaches and players to go back and forth. You should have seen this stuff, and you've been down on the sidelines for Eskimo games, man, in the past. You know how it is. Coaches, D-line coach will come up to you on the bench and cussing you out so much, all his chew is falling out of his lip on in front of you. It's like, come on, coach. But it's how it is, and give it right back sometimes.
Text already like Vegas, Ontario Momo says, I'd rather have the Canes win than any other team left because of Rod and Halsey. Yeah. Oiler fans, do they really want another Knights or first timers, Ducks, Sabres? Abs don't care, but it's kind of true that that's kind of where everyone's at right now. So, hey, Double E training camp this weekend.
Getting going.
Sunday. Are your juices flowing?
Yeah, I'm pretty excited for it. I am excited.
But you don't think anymore. I'd like to
No, I don't want to get out there and play, especially in camp. But there is always that excitement the first day when you're seeing the fellas and getting back and just catching up, seeing how everyone's off season was. And then, of course, doing the medicals is always fun, doing the rounds.
Yeah. And you know what? I think maybe, I don't know when you came back, like when you were playing here and you spent your off seasons or part of them in Winnipeg. I assume, when you get back and you don't see the guys for several months, that's the best part.
It is, KK. Yeah. And usually you get back, you're getting all your equipment and whatnot ready in the locker room. And you have the medical circuit where you got to go and see all the different doctors, eye, dental, get your hearing, getting your hearts checked. You're doing a whole gamut of things.
Was Brent Sake doing your eye
I don't even remember. I don't remember. You don't pay attention. You're not. The medical is. I said the medical is fun, and people might be like, "Wow, how is that fun?" No, it's because you're with the guys. Like everybody's in the same room, and you're yelling at each other across the room. Hey, how much you weigh? Just clowning on each other.
Yeah. How much weight did you put on?
Yeah, totally. How'd you shrink? Yeah. Mondos. Why does it say you're 6'4" on the bio? You're shorter than me. I was 6'1".
Yeah.
All those things.
Yeah.
That's the best part of it. But then you have your first team meeting. So everyone's in the team meeting. Coach addresses the team. And then the bullets get going the next day and you hit the ground running. No, thank you. That's when you're in pads and knocking.
7:12 in Edmonton. Let's welcome in the Duke of Delburne on a Friday. Duke's all fired up for our big golf match today. The Duke and I up against Eddie Steele.
The match.
SKS, Sean Smith.
The match.
The match. Just confirmed with SKS, actually, to make sure I got the time right and everything.
And what is it?
12:57.
Ooh, yeah. You're going to have to scamper,
Eddie will be
Duke.
out there at 9:30 hitting balls.
Oh, that's right.
I already have a plan. I'm not going to tell you my plan, but I do have a plan.
This guy's got a secret plan when it comes to the game of golf for some reason.
It's not a plan, Eddie.
It's winging it.
Yeah.
There's a big difference between winging it and seeing what happens.
I'm hitting the range, but not the range at the course. I got my private range.
Like wake up.
Private range.
Wake up. But anyway, it should be fun today. We're looking
forward to it. It's a beautiful day on tap. On heading over there.
Did you watch the Carolina game last night?
I did, yeah. And listen, the Hurricanes, they are what they are. They're a well-oiled machine. And the best push the Flyers had at the start of the game, the power play just can't seem to break through, and
chances,
extended 5-on-3 and not really much happening. So you can consolate the Flyers side of things by what you guys talked about. This is a season where you exceeded expectations and even win a playoff round. Man, the Canes are looking tough to beat right now.
The game changed in 12 seconds or 11 seconds. Taylor Hall with a checking from behind penalty on Sanheim. Some felt it could have been 5. I'm okay with the 2, to be honest with you. But then it's an 11 seconds later after you get a power play and you allow a shorthanded goal by Chatfield.
Backbreaker.
That's the game right there. So tough one for Philadelphia for sure. NBA last night, Detroit beat Cleveland 107-97 to go 2s up in that series. And OKC, the Lakers scored over 100 points though. Here goes my prediction. 125-107. They scored 107 points, and they also had 107 complaints to the officials last night.
JJ himself in his post game.
Oh man, on and on and on.
But on and on. But the refs, though, we got to play and win the game. It's not the refs' fault after he complains about them for 20 minutes.
LeBron has the worst whistle of any star player I've ever seen. The smaller guys, because they can be theatric, they typically draw more fouls. And the bigger players that are built like LeBron, it's hard for them. Reddick said they get clobbered, and he got clobbered again tonight a bunch.
Yeah, so much complaining. Now, that narrative about LeBron getting fouled, that is true throughout his career, just because he's so big.
But he's got to stop the theatrics too.
Oh, of course.
Well, he's done it for 20 years.
Le flop. But he does
now.
Get hacked. He's a monster.
Yeah. Anyway, so those two series 2 zip as well. Hey, coming up on the big program, it's going to be a great first segment here with Edmonton Elks head coach Mark Killam. You ready for this, Eddie?
The killer. I am. I'm really excited, actually. Just chatted with him.
First question.
I have my questions.
You want the first question?
No, this is the Kevin Karius
See,
show.
sometimes, Eddie, like, when there's a media availability, sometimes depending on who it is, it's not always the same guys that get the first question. So sometimes it has to go the other way. I'm going to give you the first question today.
Hi, Coach Eddie Steele in the back.
Yeah. And then who?
Oh.
Mark Killam will be with us right after the break as they get set the Double E for training camp on Sunday at Clark. Mark Spector will be by in the 8 o'clock hour to lead off the 8 o'clock hour from Rogers Sportsnet. We got another edition of Cam and Eggs. That'll be episode 24, maybe, with Cam Tate. Busy 9 o'clock hour. Holy smokes. We got Matt Larkin from the Daily Face-Off. And then Jensen Lewis by the books on VSiN Live. We'll talk a little baseball. My first question to Jensen is going to be, Jensen, if you had 5 minutes alone just to sit and talk to Vladimir Guerrero of the Blue Jays, what would you say to him? Because he's got 2 home runs. He's got like 16, 17 RBI. He sat the other day,
Okay, so you're going to ask Jensen that. What would you ask him?
What would I ask?
Vladdy.
Well, I'd say, is it upstairs? Are you trying too hard? Are you trying to carry the team or what? Like, are you, because we know you're talented. Like, I mean, he's a talented guy, but maybe it's upstairs for him right now.
Hasn't he had slow starts the past couple of years?
He has, but this is really slow.
Sluggish.
I mean, he's on pace for like a dozen home runs here, and he hit 48 a few years back.
And just got paid.
Yes, got paid $500 million. And then it's Friday. That means golfing with the G-Man. Gary Meyer for the Country Club Tour. We got Greg Schubert from the Belvedere Golf and Country Club. We'll be by at 10:15, 10:20. When we come back, Mark Killam, Edmonton Elks head coach on the Kevin Karius Show with Eddie Steele, Duke of Delburne, and Josh Fenwick on Sports 1440 AM radio. We're streaming on YouTube, X, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitch.
Mr. Rooter gets attacked by a Canada goose.
Oh, look at that. Another on-time arrival. Nothing stops Mr. Rooter from plumbing on schedule. You gotta be kidding me. Hello, Mr. Goose. I'm Mr. Rooter. Okay, this is what you train for. Through rain, sleet, or goose, the pipes get fixed.
For a plumber who does whatever it takes, Mr. Rooter.
McValue meals are here. Get the McDs you love for $5 plus tax every day with your choice of a McDouble, junior chicken, or chicken snack wrap with small fries and small fountain drink. All for just $5 plus taxes. Canadian restaurants. Product availability varies. Prices exclude delivery.
Don't miss a moment of Blue Jays baseball this season. Join play-by-play announcer Ben Showman for the games live on Sports 1440. The Toronto Blue Jays are on Edmonton's home for all things sports. Sports 1440.
Start thinking spring road trips and off-road trips in your new Subaru Crosstrek. Stylish, rugged, and so many features. Standard on every Crosstrek. Subaru's symmetrical all-wheel drive, EyeSight driver assist technology, heated seats, and LED steering responsive headlights. Plus, with interest rates from 0.99%, you'll love the affordable weekly payments. No waiting, immediate delivery available. Subaru Crosstrek. Visit Subaru.ca. Welcome to Uncommon. Welcome to Subaru.
Heard of Uline? You know, the have-it-all in stock, ready to deliver shipping and industrial supply specialists. The company that does things for you that are unheard of, like keeping 41,000 items in stock in our own warehouses. With customer service reps on the line to get you what you need, when you need it, 24/7, 365, every time. Maybe you heard it here first. Want to hear more? Visit uline.ca. ULINE, your shipping and industrial supply specialists.
Have your sports curiosity cured with the Kevin Karius Show. This is Sports 1440.
All right, welcome back to the big program. 7:20 in Edmonton, and time now for the headliner of the day. Brought to you by Mr. Rooter Plumbing, the only team that you want in your corner when things get messy. For all your plumbing needs, go to mrrooter.ca. As we welcome back the head coach of the Edmonton Elks, Mark Killam, to the program. Good morning, Coach. You're with Kevin Karius and Eddie Steele. As always, thanks for jumping on Sports 1440 this morning. Really appreciate it.
Good morning. Thanks for having me.
Well, I'm going to let Eddie have the first question here, Coach, because he's just been chomping at the bit to get things going here.
Good morning, Coach. Good morning. Good to be with you here. So we had you on the podcast, Elks Nation, a couple of weeks ago, and those were the softball questions. So I want you to buckle up because you're getting the hard-hitting journalism this morning, Coach.
I got my game face on. Let's go.
So rookie camp, how's it been, man? How's the fellas been out there? Have you been liking what you've seen? And most importantly, with rookie camp, the tempo, right? You get these young guys. You want to get them playing fast out there. How's it been for you guys?
Yeah, well, we get on the field today for the first time. So we just been in meetings, but just as far as the eyeball test, these guys all pass it. It's really about, creating and establishing our standards. Making sure they understand what type of professionals we're looking for in this building. But, they so far, so good. I'm excited to get these guys out on the field today.
You want me to go now, Eddie? You sure?
Man, I thought they were already on the field.
See what happens when you let it go to Eddie Steele here, Coach? Oh, yeah. Come on now. Anyway, so once you get rolling here, Mark, and you have one camp as a head man under your belt, what did you learn from camp last year that you might do differently this year that you did last year?
Yeah, well, we've really just streamlined all our processes. So you have to go through it and you plan it, and at the end of camp we make a bunch of notes like, hey, this worked well, this didn't work well. Where can we steal 5 more minutes to walk through here? What about these compete periods? So I think as far as the planning processes of it, we've really kind of streamlined that. This one's going to be different, have some unique challenges. One, because just going back to Eddie's first question, we haven't been on the field yet. Last year we had a 3-day rookie camp. This one's more of like a day and a half. So that's a little bit of a challenge. And also we're up at Clark. So, it's just an extra 10-minute walk, but just a little bit different logistics as far as timing and those kind of things are concerned. But, we tried to really structure our practices. We really put a lot of time into the rotation, into how we're splitting the reps, because we have so many high-profile battles going on. We wanted to make sure that, the evaluation was, as fair as it could be, but also try to give the guys as many opportunities to create value for themselves and earn a spot on the football team.
So where are those high-profile battles, Coach?
I think the highest profile battles at center on our offensive line. I mean, we have, 2 guys I got a ton of respect for, and Mark Cordy, David Beard. Those guys are going head to head. One's going to be the starter, one's not, coming out of training camp. And, those are guys that are proven starters in this league. And that one's going to be probably the most high profile. We've got O-line was a position we targeted that we wanted to get better. We've got, obviously we signed some tackles, but, Brett Boyko is still competing there. We signed 2 more Americans that are going to be pushing those guys. So O-line in general, I think, is going to be pretty competitive. You can look at middle linebacker. You got Nick Anderson trying to bounce back, trying to defend off Brock Mogensen. That's going to be a big-time battle at Mike Backer, the guy that lines up beside Joel. In the secondary, we finished with a lot of continuity in our back end, but, we had some guys that we really were high on, like a Jalen Williams. We've got some young guys in camp that we're high on that are physical, big, rangy defenders. And, depending on how they can pick up the communication, I think those guys are going to really push for where we're lining up in the secondary.
Mm-hmm.
And then receiver. I mean, we went out and targeted some big body guys that not only can stretch the field, but can do some blocking around the box so that we don't always have to change personnel groups to get some of our good run game. But receiver is the heaviest position in training camp. We've got the most bodies there. Those guys have to maximize every rep that they're doing to try to stand out from one another. So I think that's going to be pretty competitive.
I love the no nonsense approach, Coach. Honestly, getting me fired up. Just hearing how you're naming names, and it's out of respect. You respect these guys, but look, the reality is no position is safe. You're looking to upgrade, and that's just it. Don't get too comfortable, no matter who you are. One battle, call me a homer, of course, but the defensive line. That's a position group that needs to play extremely better from what they played last year. And there was a signing that I completely forgot about.
Oh, really?
Yeah, who they signed earlier this week, and Darian Newell, who was suspended last year. He was a draft pick from 2025.
Right.
And we're talking about one of the most dominant defensive linemen coming out of U Sport, 3-time All-Canadian. Like, this guy is a beast. And I completely forgot that he's out. Do you have pretty high expectations for Darian, Coach?
I really do. I really do. And just before I even touch on Darian, because I got fired up thinking about Darian too, but it is out of respect, Eddie, with these guys. Every player that I've mentioned, these conversations have happened face to face with them already. You know what I mean? So nothing is. I don't, try to work through the media with these guys. They know the situation. We were really upfront with everybody about the type of urgency we had to have way back in January, February, about how they attacked the off season, because we weren't satisfied with where we ended up, and we wanted to try to make it as competitive as possible. So they better be ready physically and mentally to compete. But just to your point about Darian, I mean, I saw the guy when he got here this week or whatever, and he looks all of the parts. And I mean, I know he got in some trouble, but I mean, he's easily a top 3 pick. The guy is. I called him Baby Mondo last year when we drafted him. I mean, he creates knockback. He's physical. He is explosive. And he's going to be – there's another guy beside him, Noah Curtis, who missed the entire year last year as well. So, I mean, those two guys coming back on the inside. We got 4 really good defensive ends, and Noah Taylor, Robbie Smith, Brandon Barlow, and then you got Scoop in the mix to elevate everybody. So that's Malik Carney. So those guys – there really isn't a hierarchy. We're going to push. Who's our top 2 guys? Who's the next 2? Who can who can drop off the football in our odd structures? Who can, bring some versatility to the defense? Those are all factors that go into setting the whole goal of training camp and having it all that competitive is that so week 1 we hit the ground running. We put our best team together on the field in Ottawa week 1. That's the plan.
And I can vouch for exactly what you said, too, coaches, is in terms of having these conversations with the fellas to their face. Because in the small time that I've gotten to know you over the past year, like really since you've been in the community and we've met a few times at different events, you do nothing but keep it real to someone's face. And then Ed Hervey, we all know Ed's going to tell you how it is.
Yeah. Yeah. But I mean, everyone can respect that. You know what I mean? Sometimes you don't like what's being said, but you can still respect it if it's truthful and honest and said to you in a respectful way. And everyone as a man would like to know where they stand and what they need to work on and what the situation is, and you can prepare for that as a player.
Edmonton Elks head coach Mark Killam with us, Kevin Karius, Eddie Steele with you on a Friday morning here on Sports 1440 AM radio. How much stock are you putting into a much better start this year, Coach? Because even before you came on the scene here, and you guys got out of the gates last year slow at 1-7, but prior to that, it was way worse. Even I think 0-7, 0-9. The first rule is to stop digging and to get out of a hole. But how much stock have you put into let's get off on the right foot here?
Yeah, I mean, it was the whole structure of the offseason was built on that. You go back to most of our coaches live here, but when I brought everybody, the guys that didn't live in here in the first week of February, that was the first thing we said. And then we created a plan for that. How were we going to do that? How are we going to try to help ourselves get out? We structured these voluntary Zooms with the players the entire off season. in every position group. We focused on installs. We focused on techniques. Then we just repeated those installs through rookie camp. So last night and then again today. And then we're going to do it again when the vets get here. So all that, it's like triple layers of learning to enable us to understand what we are asking these players to do so that they have a great understanding of, their assignment, their alignment, the adjustments, where they're supposed to be, the timing. And then we just try to hammer those home on the field in camp. We simplified a little bit as far as, we're trying to get good at something instead of trying to do everything in camp. And then it takes us forever to get good at something in season. So we really tried to structure it so that we can start fast, because we all know that, starting a hole is hard. And the first third of the year is important. And that's what we want to make sure we hit the ground running.
Coach, as we all know, the landscape of the CFL, it's changing here with drastic changes to the field dimensions, rule changes, playoff format coming, especially come 2027. But there are some small changes coming up for this year that are going to be implemented. I believe it's going to be the play clock. And what else might it be that you could fill us in and fill the listeners in on the changes and how you're preparing for them?
Yeah, so and the Rouge, when the Rouge is applied, is the second biggest change probably this year. But let's talk about the play clock. So outside of the last 3 minutes of the half in the game, we are running on a 35-second running play clock now. So just everyone picture this. We throw a pass. The receiver gets tackled. The official is going to come over and spot the football, put his hand up in the air, and the timer is going to start a 35-second play clock. So at that point, we have 35 seconds to make our substitutions, get in out of the huddle, and get the snap off. Now, it doesn't really seem that drastic. The difference was a year ago, it was, they would spot the ball, they would wait for everyone to do the substitutions, then the official would blow in a 20-second play clock. So they're just trying to get more consistency of the timing in between plays, because coaches – we're manipulating the time. If you had a lead, you were doing slow subs, you were changing personnel 3 or 4 times and bleeding the clock out, because the game clock would still be running in that situation, not the play clock. So they're just trying to create some more continuity in that. So, but there are some things that, as coaches, we're always trying to find edges on it. So we are going to work a whole bunch of different kind of situations with that in training camp. So every time we are running like a team period, we will be using a 35-second play clock in practice. So that's something that we've tried to do. Our practices are heavy on situational football. So we like to create situations, whether we failed or succeeded in them last year, or we saw other teams fail or succeed in them. So we'll coach them up in the meeting, and then we'll put that situation on in practice and try to execute on both sides of the ball. So we do a lot of that. That's using the clock as well. And then the Rouge. So you can no longer score a Rouge if you kick a punt, a field goal, or a kickoff through the end zone and no one touches it. So they unified the rule. So the only way that you can score a single point is if the ball is touched in the end zone. So like I either catch it and I take a knee, or it dies and I have to down it, or I muff the catch and it goes out through the end zone. As long as I've touched it or someone has touched it, the team that kicked it can score a point. If not, there is no single point scored for that. So that's the next biggest one. And so that you're thinking like end of game, that has a little bit more ramifications. You can't win a game on a missed field goal that scores a single point that goes out the end zone. So those kind of things, that's where you'll see that one.
Mark Killam with us on Sports 1440. Cody Fajardo, this is his team, and he's your go-to guy. He's your general on the field. But can you speak to that relationship you have with Cody, but also, Coach, in the sense that, this used to be a quarterback factory for developing quarterbacking and quarterbacks. Maybe just touch on the other guys that are here, and Powell and Snyder and Zabrowski, and how you want to continue to develop these quarterbacks too.
Sure. Well, I really enjoyed the, being in lockstep with Cody throughout the off season. I mean, this is Cody's team. We're going into it, with in a different kind of mindset where, you always have a chance. You got a guy that's won the MOP in the Grey Cup at that position. He's going to be, even in the rookie camp meetings, he's standing up. He's coaching the receivers on waggles, and it's just a different feeling. I mean, I'm really excited for it, truthfully. And that's not a shot on anyone else. It's just a different feeling going in with Cody, and we've had a great offseason as far as him and I are on the same page with what we believe is going to help this team be successful. And then you talk about the other guys, Taylor Powell. We know Taylor Powell in 2023. He started a ton of games for Hamilton before he got nicked up. It's widely thought of in coaching circles that Taylor Powell's the next guy. That guy lives and breathes football. He comes in at 5 a.m. He's been here for about a month. So I've seen him in the building. They had quarterback school all week. The guy is just a football. He's all about football, which is fun to have those guys on your football team. And obviously he can sling it. Cole Snyder came back. When he went away last year, I was like, I think you can get a little bit bigger. You can get stronger. He was handling our short yardage, and he had never really done that before. And obviously he did a great job. We were pretty successful with it once he took over. He's come back. He looks beefier. He was ripping it around because those guys have been throwing with receivers out on the field unofficially for, a week or two or a couple weeks here. So, he looks good. Zach Zabrowski, I mean, look at his resume. The guy was, whatever it was, Div 2, Div 3 Heisman, whatever that award is. He won it 2 or 3 times. I mean, the guy is produced. Dad's a ball coach. He's all about ball. He came in halfway through the year, which is tough last year because you're really just getting, a handful of scout team reps. So having him, learning and understanding the nuances of the game and then actually going through a training camp is extremely beneficial. And part of when we were talking about what we did differently for streamlining our training camp was really dissecting how we're getting these other guys reps, because it's really important that they get some reps with the ones, they get some reps with the 1-0 line, they get, they're throwing to some of our bigger targets. So we really spent a lot of time, and I call it the algorithm. We put a ton of time into how we are getting these guys reps and trying to give them the best opportunity that they can. But you have to do that if you want to develop them.
It was the Harlan Hill Award that Zabrowski won. That's like the junior Heisman. I know you're going to get rolling here, Coach. So Eddie's got one last one.
Last one for you, Coach. And for those of you who had seen the signing to the organization, the name recognition really would be a feel-good story, and that would be Rick Campbell. What's he going to bring to the staff for you, Coach?
Yeah, I mean, obviously he brings a ton of experience on all 3 sides. The way that came up, I mean, Ed and I talked about it way back in January. I called Rick and, we started to talk about, if there was a role, how we could both make it work for both sides and what we felt comfortable with. From that perspective, we were aligned all the way through. He's coming in and he's going to do a lot of things, but one of them is going to be, he's going to pre-scout for our offense from a defensive perspective. So he's going to look at the opposing team's defense, do a weekly pre-scout report, because we have somebody on defense that does that. He pre-scouts the offense from an offensive perspective. Like, this is how they're trying to block these type of games. This is their protection when you give this kind of alignment, so that we can design, in that sense, we can design blitz packages to defeat that. So similar thing, but for the other side of the football. He's going to help. He's going to be in the box on game day. Just another set of eyes and ears for me. You know what I mean? Just to, talk about upcoming situations, that kind of thing. Because the person that I have spoken to a lot about that previously was Dez. But now Dez is handling more of the special teams. So Dez is going to have a lot on his plate. So it's just kind of, he's bringing value in a lot of areas into our organization. And obviously, from a character and a man perspective, he fits what we're building here, and we're happy to have him.
Hey, Coach, thanks so much for coming on this morning. I know I can't imagine how incredibly busy you are getting ready for main camp that starts on Sunday and rookie camp and everything. Best of luck during camp, and I'm sure we'll see you next week down at Clark.
I appreciate it, guys. Thanks for having me.
That's Mark Killam, head coach of the Double E. Rookie camp, film sessions and things like that underway. They'll hit the field a little bit today and tomorrow, and then get ready for day number 1 on Sunday.
So I started that terribly. Coach, how's the pace? What's it been like out on the field? Well, we haven't
hit the field yet.
Okay, but in my defense, the vets are on the field on Sunday. He said they're only going to be on the field for like a day and a half. That's insane. Normally they have
for rookies.
Yeah, normally the rookies would have well been on the field by now.
I think it's just changed.
Yeah, it's changed. It's different
but no, like I mean, they know. There's how many. There'll be so far fewer rookies like at a rookie camp now than years ago. Is what I'm saying.
The position battles are going to be intense, man.
So that O line is crazy.
And we've all known that, but it's going to be intense. And the reality with both these cats, Corty and Beard, both of them are making big coin. So in the Elks, they had said, Ed Hervey said a statement earlier, about a month or two ago, that they're not going to release guys due to salary. Yeah. So they're more comfortable keeping a guy with a bigger salary as their backup O lineman, but he's still a backup.
Hey, but I'll tell you what, Eddie, you might have started slow out of the gates, but that was the best question with Darian Newell. And I mean, I'll tell you what, like this is a guy who's a ratio changer, right?
Dude, he's going to be.
So he's a big guy already, whatever. He's probably about your size.
Yeah, he's probably.
He'll be, when you played about similar.
Like 6'2", 290.
Yeah, I was going to say. So anyway, he missed all of last year, in case people don't know, as Eddie said, and, was a suspension. What would he have done last year? Like, I mean, and I think we asked the same question to
the year
Ed,
off?
Yeah.
Oh.
Like we asked the same question to, but I think Ed and Mark, but I think it was to Ed. Was he available? Could he come into the facility?
Most likely not.
Yeah, that's what they said. No.
But his having the year off, just for football, he's so young coming out of the OUA. He was just drafted. Yeah. So that year off isn't going to affect him in terms of longevity of his career. He's actually got a fresh body now heading into this training camp. And
he's 24 years old.
Train, eat. He's coming in way more prepared than anyone else.
Yeah.
Because all he's been doing for a full calendar year is there's been no rehab. There's been no taking time off because you're banged up from a season. He's been training and eating. This guy is going to be fresh as a daisy.
So he had 92 tackles, 27 of those for loss.
It's a lot.
18 sacks.
That's a lot.
And 1 forced fumble in 4 seasons at Queens. The Elks took him 10th overall in the draft. And
because he plays inside, that's what you hear. 18 sacks. Oh, it's not a ton. No, he's a defensive tackle. That's a lot of sacks, man. That's production.
So, and as you said, sign on May 4th.
Just signed. I completely forgot about him. Wow. And when I saw that name, I thought, oh, what a feather in the cap, because he is going to be on the roster this year.
And worst case scenario, he's starting out on teams, right?
Yeah. If that, I think he'll be a player, man.
Okay.
Everything I hear about him, like what Coach said, Coach is giddy about him. He's explosive. Yeah. He's strong. He tore it up at the combine. I think that's where he got popped for PEDs. But yeah, he's that dude. It's exciting.
Not Fred said Eddie's first question should have been, have you ever tried Szechuan Castle?
I got a place for you.
Yeah. Hey, when we come back, we'll get to some of your texts and quite a few about the teams that they'd like to see win the Stanley Cup, not win the Stanley Cup. That's straight ahead. Kevin Karius, Eddie Steele. That was the headliner of the day, brought to you by Mr. Rooter, by the way. Batting 1,000 against clogs. That's MrRooter.ca. We got the Duke of Delburne and Josh Fenwick in studio as well. It's a Kevin Karius Show on Sports 1440, presented by... No, we're not even presented by... See, there's a stumble, Eddie. We're back right after the break.
Hey, sports fans, we've got a clear choice for you. At Crystal Glass, we provide customers with the perfect glass for any job. From home to auto and even commercial, installation or repairs, we're your team. Call 310 Glass or visit crystalglass.ca. Crystal Glass.
Today on Hey Culligan, how smart is your water? Here's Tracy.
Hey Culligan, I think my water might be dumb.
Good news, Tracy. Your water's not dumb. It's just not talking to you.
You can make my water talk.
No, but the new Culligan Smart Drinking Water System can talk to your phone to tell you when your water filters need changing and help you meet drinking water goals.
Now that's some brilliant H2O.
You said it, Tracy, and we're already on the way. Let us help you out with a free in-home water test from a local Culligan water expert at Culligan.ca.
You see it? Fusion Promo Marketing can make it. Fusion makes high-quality, memorable promotional products for businesses, sports teams, and corporate events. From vision to reality, get noticed and remembered. Fusion with a Z. Promomarketing.ca.
Need a new ride for road trips, errands, or just life on the go? Go Auto offers a massive selection with over 15,000 new and used vehicles to choose from. With over 70 locations across Western Canada, finding your next ride has never been easier. Whether it's a roomy SUV for the family, a sleek car for the open road, or a rugged truck for your weekend adventures, you'll find it here at a price you'll love. Explore thousands of vehicles today at goauto.ca.
The longest running basketball show in Canada airs every Saturday morning at 10 on Sports 1440. Hoop City with Paul Sir introduces a new generation of basketball talk, and it's right here on Edmonton's home for sports, Sports 1440. Your favorite teams, your favorite sports. This spring, catch all the action at Selly's Sports Bar and Lounge. Never a bad seat in the house. Plus, the perfect playoff menu with something for every sports fan, including daily food and drink features, from great goals to thrilling three-pointers to huge home runs. Spring brings the best to the big screens at Selly's Sports Bar and Lounge at all 3 Century Casino locations, Edmonton, St. Albert, and Century Mile.
Every day is game day at Century Casino. Whether you're refinancing or buying your first home, mortgages are easier with help from a neighbor. At Vision Credit Union, you get face-to-face guidance from local lenders who know the market because, well, they live here too. They'll look at your whole financial picture with practical advice for payments, renewals, refinancing, and what makes sense long-term. Get a more neighborly mortgage. Contact your branch today or visit visioncu.ca.
I'm Rick Showers from No Bull RV, and you'll notice something different about our store compared to the new RV stores. Our lot is full, bursting at the seams with quality used RVs for you to see. The new RV stores, well, their stuff is trickling in. For the most part, they're taking orders for trailers and motorhomes to be delivered at some future date.
At No Bull, you can take yours home right away. Right, Rick?
That's right, Bob. Every RV on our lot is ready to go. Bring your truck and you can take it home with you. You could be enjoying the great outdoors this weekend if you want. And because every RV on our lot is one of a kind, it's worth it to take a look around. It's not like we have 20 of the exact same model.
That's what the new RV stores look like.
Not here, Bob. Every single one is different. The perfect used RV for your family is probably on our lot already. Why not pick it up before someone else does?
And that's No Bull.
NoBullRV.ca.
Sports 1440. All sports, all day.
On YouTube, Facebook, and X.
Thanks for listening to Edmonton's sports leader.
All right, welcome back to the big program, 747 in Edmonton. Playlist Friday, get them in, we'll get them on. If you've got a walk-up song, an intro song, send it our way, and the Duke will gladly meet your needs here at Sports 1440, 833-401-1440. Yes, Eddie Steele.
Boys, you better watch out for the match today.
What?
I got that new putter. I've been practicing on the carpet at home, boys.
Well, that helps.
You better watch out.
Yeah.
The feel is real.
Really?
Touch.
Eddie, but the problem, here's again, I'm going to just say it, and here's the, you're getting a 5-hour heads up about how much that we're going to get into your head. Just on a day, on a whole basis.
I can't wait.
So I know
I can't wait.
You're mentally tough and all that, but when
I get broken on the course.
Yeah. There was a guy, a buddy of mine, his name was Willie Olenek, and back in the day, he hit a pretty good ball. He was decent, but he had a 2-cent head. One of the guys we were golfing with said, does your back crack like that, like all the time when you swing? Like there's just that little sound, like a click on your backswing, like it's your back crack. He was done. I don't think since then, and that's 25 years ago. He's listening for that little crack. That's you, Eddie.
Just listening.
Just listening. Text 833-401-1440. A lot of texts that we threw out there. Which team would you like to see win the Stanley Cup? Which team would you hate to see win the Stanley Cup? BC Oilers says least Vegas easily. And he says he hates the Ducks too. And he also said, BC Oilers goes, hey, your Friday opening with the show always takes me back to the late 90s when I would tune into ITV. That's how I opened the show, about Clicker and the Schnell.
Okay, that's why.
That's where it was.
Never knew that.
Yeah.
I remember when you first dropped that our first week, going way back. I just came in on the Friday.
It makes no sense.
It made no sense.
Ontario Moms, I would rather have the Canes win than any team left because of Rod and Halsey. Do other fans really want another Knights or first timers like the Ducks or Sabres? Avs don't care. But well, that's right. Ontario Moms is off on that. Look at that. Duke was quick.
He was struck a nerve there quick.
Boy, did ever Ducks won a cup, man. I'm just reading what Ontario Moms texted in, Duke.
But I would agree. I don't want to see the Avs win another. Would they win 2022? Was that the year?
2022 for the Avs.
Man, it's 26. That means I'm not going to say dynasty, but that means they're very dominant. I don't want to see them win another.
Yeah. Our buddy Brian Desjardins wants for Playlist Friday for all the moms because it's Mother's Day on Sunday. By Mom by Chris Jansen. He also has his latest article on Elks Nation about football moms. So check that out on Elks Nation. Big Bry. Painter says, I'd like to see Kulak get a ring. So go Avs. Ducks will be done next round if they get through Vegas.
Imagine if Cooley comes out of all this with a ring.
I mean, that's the only reason that people would cheer for Colorado for sure.
Yeah.
Regulator says, let's go Buffalo for multiple reasons. What a cool story that would be. We're talking about Rod Brindamore. Well, Nicker says, texted in, for your information, I'm pretty sure that KK played against Rod the Bod in his last year of junior when Brindamore played for Notre Dame in Saskatchewan. That's correct.
Ooh.
Rod Brindamore was 17. He was the best player in the league.
Really?
And it wasn't close. He was impossible to beat on faceoffs at 17. I was 20.
Yeah.
And he was the best player in the league. The other thing with Rod Brindamore and people, I don't know if there's video of it or there might be a couple pictures because it was during the bubble. So in 2021, I guess, when the bubble was here and Brindamore was coaching, a lot of the teams, because you had to stay in the bubble, remember how it was at Ice District?
Absolutely.
Eddie, But some teams had excursions.
Yep.
And one of them was they went to Commonwealth Stadium because it was nice out and they would throw the football around.
Okay.
And they would, play some, I don't know, probably maybe, not flag football, touch football.
Yeah, just get out and have some fun, move, run.
It was like, it wasn't jail, but I mean, these players could not have been treated better, but it was nice to get out.
You're still confined.
Whatever. Anyway, Rod Brindamore's playing with the guys in this again. So this would be 5 years ago, and Brindamore would be right now about 56 years old, ballpark, maybe 55. And so he would have been 50 years old. And maybe they were playing shirts and skins. I don't know. Anyway, Brindamore took his tarp off.
Jacked.
And he was in better condition than the players that were 20 years old.
For sure.
Than 25.
The bod.
Yeah. And still is.
See, so there's just another reason why I would cheer for a team like that. Just the discipline of a coach. Yeah, he played at a high level, but the discipline he has in himself, and then the way he coaches his players with that same discipline, and then them have success. Clearly, the proof is in the pudding.
Yeah.
Right. So that to me, I really appreciate and have a great respect for that.
Some great texts here, Mike. Again, and now we're just, and I forgot about this too. Would be nice to see Parker Kelly from Camrose get a ring. So he's with Colorado too. So that's another angle for local people. Dallas, and this is a good one. Buffalo losing the lottery in the McDavid year and then winning the Stanley Cup first. Before the Oilers would be poetic justice.
Wow.
JR in Red Deer says Kulak or Buffalo. And then we've got some texts rolling in.
I thought there'd be more love from Montreal, to be honest. Just because the Canadian team.
Well, yeah, maybe.
I get the Far East and I get, everything. But.
And already like Parkland Matt, here we go, Duke. This is perfect because this is already in your head. And we're like, Parkland Matt texts in, hey, Eddie, do you inhale or exhale in your backswing?
Let me think about that. That's a good question. You guys are nasty,
This
man.
is so
You guys are
easy,
nasty.
man.
I can't wait.
Oh,
I'm gonna stick some greens today, boy.
like what do you mean?
$150, $170. I'm gonna be dialed.
You like Josh Fenwick, a 7-iron from 195 out?
Benny. I thought it was closer to 200 out then. He gave us the bird.
Schwackhammer texts in, morning guys, I'd like to hear Eastbound and Down by Jerry Reed. Oh yeah. And the question is, John Cooper still tied to Tampa, or could he be a fit here? No, this was something that was thrown out there and it got legs for the dumbest of reasons.
Welcome to social media.
Yeah, should have never ever been even thought about.
Pie in the sky.
The only, and again, I'll say this for the 10th time now, the only way that John Cooper's leaving Tampa Bay is if he wants to leave himself, and it would be similar to a Paul Maurice situation.
I was just gonna say the old Paul Maurice exit.
Yeah. We'll get to more of your texts in the 8 o'clock hour, but at the top of the hour, we got Mark Spector from Rogers Sportsnet. Spec's out at the cabin, eh? You know that?
Oh, of course he is.
Said he was doing some writing. They bumped him after all the Leaf stuff. They said, take a few days off. We got Leafs to talk about with with Chayka, and then they win the lottery. So take a couple days off, Spec.
You chill, Spec.
Yeah. So that's coming up at the top of the hour. Before that, time now for a Sports 1440 update brought to you by All Star Construction. They shape and build Edmonton communities, specializing in underground utilities like power, gas, telecommunications, and street lighting. That's All Star Construction. Here is the Duke.
This is a Sports 1440 update.
Stanley Cup playoff action last night. The Philadelphia Flyers on the brink of elimination. They fall to the Hurricanes 4-1 to go down 3-0 in their best-of-7 series. Jordan Staal, a couple points on the board in the win for Carolina. In the PWHL, Montreal with a 2-1 victory over Minnesota, with a 2-1 series lead. And in the association, Cleveland falling to Detroit 107-97. Pistons now up 2-0 in that best-of-7. And the Lakers led at the half, but could not close it out. Thunder come back to win 125-107. They also lead that series by a margin of 2-0. Lighter day in the majors yesterday. The Yankees beat the Rangers 9-2. Cleveland gets past KC 8-5. Cubbies over the Reds 8-3. Miami beats Baltimore 4-3. And the Rays, they double up on the Red Sox 8-4. Some tough news for Team Canada on the soccer front ahead of this summer's World Cup here in North America, as star Alphonso Davies suffered another setback with his hamstring injury, expected to miss 4 to 5 weeks in recovery as the tournament gets underway on June 12th against Bosnia and Herzegovina. Coming up in hour 2, the Kevin Karius Show will be joined by Sportsnet's Mark Spector, and we'll check in with a new edition of In or Out. I'm Brandon Douglas at your Sports 1440 update.
Sports 1440 in West Edmonton Mall and Wetaskiwin. CKJR is a Stingray radio station.
Download the free radio player app and listen wherever you go.
At Hughes, it's all about getting in and out quick and clean. No cash, no problem. With Hughes' new tap and wash system, all you need is your debit or credit card to get your vehicle sparkling clean.
Find us at HughesCarWash.com.
Looking for a solid 4x4 that checks all the boxes? The 2026 Jeep Compass is in stock now at St. Albert Dodge, and this is a great value, starting from just $36,900. It's a Jeep, so you've got 4x4 capability, plus features like an 8.4-inch touchscreen, Apple CarPlay, active lane management, a Park View rear backup camera, and more. Over 30 in stock right now in just about every color you'd want. Head up the trail and see how easy it is to do business at St. Albert Dodge.
You don't just need property services, you need problems handled. HireGood provides cleanup, debris removal, site monitoring, and safety attendance across Edmonton. We reduce issues on your property, keep spaces safe, and take pressure off your team. We resolve real problems for businesses while creating real impact, because our team is built on second chances, and they show up every day ready to prove it. Visit hiregood.ca or call and mention Jason Greger for a first-time discount. HireGood. Stable jobs create stable lives.
If you've got a smart speaker, get it to play Sports 1440.
And it doesn't matter when you listen, as we roll out the Sports Talk
24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
Edmonton's home for sports radio is Sports 1440.
Everybody loves a beautiful day in Edmonton.
Hey, it's Jamie, and Green Drop Lawn Care is giving you one more reason to love the nice weather. Next Nice Day service. People always ask, how soon can Green Drop get here? Well, when you sign up with Next Nice Day service, we'll be there by tomorrow. Assuming Mother Nature cooperates, we'll be fertilizing and treating your weeds by the very next day. We'll even include Drought Fighter at no additional cost. Just another reason we have been Canada's lawn expert since 1979. Easy online signups only at greendrop.com.
Bashaw Concrete Products. From concrete and septic tanks to blocks, precast water pads, Jersey barriers and aggregates. Farmers, contractors, homeowners. Plan your next project at BashawConcrete.com. Family owned. Over 60 years pouring. Bashaw Concrete Products. Once again, start here. BashawConcrete.com.
The Karius Show, breaking down Edmonton's favorite teams, even though his favorite Junior A hockey team is the Yorkton Terriers. Thanks for checking in with Sports 1440.
All right, welcome back to the big program, 8:01 in Edmonton. And time now for On the Mark, brought to you by Northgate Chevrolet Buick GMC. Spring is here, and so are the Corvettes. Come see the vets inside Northgate's showroom and get 0% financing. See more at northgategm.com. And hey, Duke, you told me, and I sent Mikey Lowe a text yesterday, and I said, hey, Mike, the big Cebolla, listener to the show, and I guess he was sent in from Vegreville. The boy sent him in, but he listens to the show, and he bought a vet. The big Cebolla bought a vet.
Nice one. He's pumped about it. He picked it up this week, and I'm excited to go get a little ride around at some point this summer with Din in his new shiny
I wouldn't
vet.
let you just drive it.
No doubt.
Well, he was supposed to let me know when he was going to pick it up. I was going to go over there with him and go for a couple loser laps, but no luck doing. I'll have to wait for another day, I suppose.
Not to put him on blast, but he's got this vet now. What did he roll up to play golf?
No,
with?
that was my other buddy.
That was
Chucky Slicks. That was Chucky Slicks.
What Chucky Slicks roll up in?
That was an Aston Martin.
Just an Aston Martin. Oh, my goodness.
As we welcome in Mark Spector from Rogers Sportsnet. Spec's getting ready to ride around town and Alberta Beach in his 1974 green Gremlin.
Well, you guys have a lot of big rollers you're hanging out with. Holy cow.
Duke, you mean?
Yeah, but isn't that great? So a listener to the show goes, you know what? Let's go get a vet from old Mikey Lowe there, Spec.
There you go. See, I've been in that showroom. Those vets are beautiful, man.
Speaking of something else that's beautiful.
Oh, watch it. Look at this.
I got this.
What a segue. Here we go. I can't wait for this one.
Just watch this, Spec.
I got
watch
this t-shirt. Spec, are you on video?
Yes,
You're on video.
Yeah.
You can see my shirt, Spec. Can you see it? Nice.
No, it's too right behind your mic. What's it say?
Back a bit.
Fits the pipes right.
Oh.
Bonton Bakery. I was just in at Bonton.
Bonton Bakery. Nice.
Yeah, the boys, they got some nice swag, nice shirts.
Okay.
They said they got one for you too, Spec, because I mean, you're an alum. You used to work
I
there.
should get one that says staff on it.
Kevin, they said if you want one, you got to go and buy a few more loaves of bread, pal.
I'll buy the shirt. I'll buy the shirt and the bread.
Okay.
How about that?
First of all, Spec, the shirt that they gave Eddie is a boy's husky. So back up, Eddie, and just do a little pose for Spec here. Like, come on now. Like, look at this shirt, eh? Come on now.
Nice.
Oh,
I got nothing, man. I got nothing. Those muscles aren't built on eating loads of Bonton bread, I don't think. Not that it's not awesome, but
yeah, that's for sure. Yeah.
Kevin, you got your tickets?
No, not today.
Not to the gun
It's cold
show
in here. Anyway, what's new, Spec? What's going on?
What's new? What's new? It sounds like Philly's not new anymore.
Yeah.
after last night's game. You know, when Carolina came through Edmonton this year, they were the most organized, tight system team that I saw all year. They beat Edmonton with precision. It was like watching a machine. And I remember when that night was over, I thought, holy, I think they're playing their very best hockey of the year at that moment. Rod's got the same system in there, Brendan Moore, for a long time. They've got a bunch of veterans who know how to play it. And they lay their game down on you. And they haven't lost a game yet in the playoffs. How about that?
Yeah. Well, I call them a table hockey team, a table hockey team.
Yeah. Everyone is just exactly in unison. Like they know exactly where they're going, what they're doing, how they're playing.
They don't come out of that lane. You know, whatever
I hope it wins.
Job description that is, that's what it is.
Disciplined.
You're not moving outside of your little lane there.
Right. I hope it wins for them. Like if they can't win this year, you know, then you have to start to question the foundation. Like if someone's better than them again, you know, they haven't been to a cup for a long time. Well, they haven't been to a cup since 2006. Is that correct?
Yes.
Right.
They've had trouble getting out of the second round a lot of the time.
They have. And then, of course, they ran across Florida, and let's face it, no one else could beat Florida either.
That's why this is the best path that they've had for a long, long time.
Yeah, no Tampa, no Florida. They're playing young teams here. You know, the Flyers are really young and inexperienced. So are Buffalo and Montreal. Like it is a paved path to the Stanley Cup for Carolina.
They are going to have at least a week off, Spec.
Right. Before the Montreal Buffalo winner is, because they're already they're 3 games in. Montreal plays their second tonight, right?
Yeah.
So yes, it's you know what? It's setting up nicely for the boys in Raleigh, which is good. All 40,000 hockey fans there will be real happy.
Spec, we've been playing this game this morning and getting a lot of different answers actually from the text line for a variety of different reasons, be it local players, ties to the clubs and whatnot. But is there a team that and I know you're impartial, but is there a team that you would that you would like to see win this cup here, this go around?
There's always, you know, like you kind of cheer for teams that I kind of cheer for fan bases, Eddie. You know, long suffering. Like to me, Buffalo's finally found success and traction in a good team. They don't need to win a cup. They got to pay their dues a little bit here. You don't get to just walk in the playoffs and win a Stanley Cup. It happens very, very rarely, but you know, Montreal is the same. I guess I'd say to you, Carolina is one that they've been hanging around a long time and they pay their dues and it's probably their turn. You know, who's out west here? Like
not Vegas.
Vegas has had success, so I cheered a little less for them. Anaheim just showed up. So we're talking about Carolina. Like the way I think is the teams that have earned a bit of a right. You know, I would say that about the Oilers. The Oilers have punched away and chipped away and pounded on that rock. And it's, you know, I think their fans have been patient and they're ready for a cup. They deserve a cup. If Calgary were to have that much success, I'd say the same thing about the Flames. But they're not there yet, right?
You know what some people have said too, Spec, because I felt that Colorado would be a team that people wouldn't cheer for. Then everyone came at, well, what about Brett Kulak? What about Parker Kelly?
Yeah, for sure. And what about the way they play? Like, you know, like I've been saying lately that we should be pleased and we should note what a great spot the game is in. All the best teams play great, fun hockey. Everyone who's left, like, you know, there's no LAs lining up at center ice and backing up. That hockey doesn't work anymore. It doesn't win. And the teams that are having success are all the teams that skate and play and push and forecheck and score. Game's in a great spot. Maybe best it's ever been.
Mm-hmm. Hey, let me ask you this one, Spec, because you did throw it out there about banging on the door. And you said, you know, the Oilers have been banging on the door. Remember who said that when he got here? And that was Kenny Holland. He goes, what you got to do is you got to finish, you know, top 5 or 6 in the league for several consecutive seasons. So what happened this last year? The Oilers took the regular season. They didn't put as much stock into it as they have in the past. And look what happened.
It's funny. And you know, we've heard what the Oilers said about the regular season. They didn't take it seriously enough. They didn't play hard enough. They didn't invest enough. I heard Jim Nill in Dallas yesterday saying that, you know, in his eyes, there's not enough reward given to the team. Like he said, Colorado should get a greater reward for winning the President's Trophy. and this is the Dallas Stars GM talking, and he said the same thing. He said that the regular season it's hard. It's hard to have a great record at the end of it. It's a hell of a grind. It's 82 games. He said if you win that regular season, there should be more for you than in the current system. And but that was interesting. Basically, there's another guy from the Detroit system, right? Jimmy Nill, telling you that the regular season's more important than you think.
It's true. I mean, that's when I look at sports like basketball, where you're taking, man, I'm seeing people migrate here. We're smelling things in the studio.
What's going on
Sorry,
here,
Spec, a little distracted. It smells
I
like
think I'm
burning
high in here, man.
And something smells like wires are burning or something. Gee,
Uh-oh, somebody call 911.
Seeing people walking in the hallways, man. Send help.
You know what happened is when Eddie changed his shirt in here and he put on that tight shirt, it's just crossing everybody up in
Made
here.
it hot in here. But no, in terms of playing for the regular season, getting back to the conversation, there is an importance to it. That's why in a sport like hockey, man, you don't see guys taking time off, rest days like you do in the NBA. That stuff makes me sick. You don't see that in football either, except for maybe if you have first place secured and you're going to sit the last week of the season. So the regular season there is importance and significance to it. I don't know if I would agree though with maybe like, what do you think rewarding the President's Trophy?
What are you going to get a buy?
How do we reward them? I don't know.
I don't know. Like, this is the great debate, and even Neil said he didn't have an answer on exactly what should happen. I don't, I mean, let's back it up. I think as fans and media, we do gripe about, now we're going to an 84 game regular season. Remember that next year, right? They're cutting out a couple of preseason games, be 84 game season. So anything that makes the games all year more important and the players care more, we should be for that. We should be, I want, if I'm paying for money to go to a game, I want the players down there knowing this important game, I got to play hard. The NBA's got some issues on that. Like during the season, man, they just float through games, and their first round is absolutely predictable. You know who's going to win every series. Hockey's the opposite. Hockey, they play pretty hard in the regular season. And so what do? Do we let them choose, Kevin, their opponent in the first round?
I mean, don't you think Colorado was quite happy with what happened in the first round for them?
Well, this year they were. Maybe that's who they would have picked, right? Yeah. I mean, they did sweep LA, so it would have been the right choice. I mean, I'm not sure what we do. We fall up against the same issues every spring. Everyone complains about one division every year, and we got to change it. And then they change it, and then they say, "Oh, the old way was better." I don't know what you do, but preserving the urgency of the regular season is important.
Yeah, I mean, this year you mentioned the NBA. This year was a little different in the NBA, where the first round was not like years past, and it was, there was a couple of upsets, and there was some series.
Yeah, Toronto went 7 with Cleveland. I know that.
Well, I mean, Orlando went 7 with the number 1 seed.
But I'll tell you what,
6 seed beat a 3 seed.
The problem with the NBA is if I'm getting Victor Wembanyama, or if I'm paying to see him and he's sitting out, and I'm paying just to see this superstar, and I'm traveling to that market to see him, and he's having a load management game. That's whack.
Yeah, I hope hockey never goes down that road.
Hey, Spec, I never, and I'm sure you guys definitely had spoken about it earlier in the week. I never had the chance to hear it, the thoughts and opinions, but I wanted to ask both of you guys about Steve Simmons, and what did you think about him in that presser? Did he cross the line? Is that good journalism? What is your thought on how that was all handled? Was it fair game for him to, I guess, attack Chayka the way he did?
You want to go first?
You go first.
Sure. I mean, we talked about this, Spec and I, the other day. I didn't think it was handled well by Simmons. I didn't think the wording of the question was handled well. And I didn't like the fact that, when he's calling Chayka and some slanderous names in front of his wife and kids at the Newser. And Spec will get to the thing about how reporters are enabled to ask questions there in a second. But I didn't like that at all. And I also said, this is a franchise that's been getting, on the beach, getting sand kicked in their face for a long time, especially this year. And then even with this hiring, there were 3 guys up there that could have come back at Simmons and said, listen, buddy, whatever. And they could have gone after him instead of just sort of whimpering down and accepting.
Nobody did.
Accepting what Simmons said. There could have been a better way from those three guys to handle it, because now you're saying, you know what? Screw you, Simmons. You've been doing this for a long time to our team.
Mm-hmm.
And we're standing up here right now to tell you that that's not how it's going to be anymore. We're going to bully you back. So that's how I said it with Speck the other day. Speck, if you want to kind of chime in with and let Eddie know your take on it.
I mean, I don't think that, I won't speak for Steve. I've known him for a long time. That's probably, I'm sure he wouldn't have loved that interaction. I know this, he got a ton of support from people around the league who would have said to him, you're right. There is the things he said. I don't love the way he said them either, but I'm not sure that there aren't a lot of people that would disagree with him in hockey. There's some dynamics there, Eddie. For instance, the Leafs hand you a mic, you ask one question, they take the mic away.
Yeah.
And if you don't, there's no follow-ups. If you don't get an answer you like, or if you get a 3-word answer, they want you to just move on. And he didn't want to move on. He wanted an answer to his question. I respect that. It was controversial, right? I think it's time that the Leafs get called out on their practices to a certain extent, because what they've been doing doesn't work. Did that go smoothly? It didn't always go smoothly.
I did hear too, Spec, that, and Simmons was interviewed, I don't know where. He said it was the most read article that he had.
Oh, for sure.
And he talked about, after 40 some years in the business, 45, that now, and where the papers are going, and what it is, and the amount of traffic that he got on this one was higher than ever.
Well, I mean, sure. I'm not sure that's how any of us really want to get our clicks, by becoming a bit of a, unfortunately, you become a spectacle at that point. There's got to be, like, Steve Simmons can get clicks just based on his skills and his journalism and his reputation and his longevity. I don't think he needs to go to a press conference and hijack it. And I'm not saying he did that, but that's what that whole scenario ended up, hijacking that press conference. So I'm just speaking personally. None of us want to be the show, but you got to ask a tough question. And when you only get one question, Eddie, when there's for sure you're getting no follow-up, people say, oh, why do you set your question up with a statement and then ask a question? Well, I only got one shot, Eddie, to ask you a question. That's it. So I got to make sure here's what I'm getting at. Here's the road I'm going down. So I'm setting you up, and then I'm going to ask you my question so that you're clear, and I got a real good chance of getting the answer I want, because I don't get a do-over. And that's poor work by the Leafs. The Leafs should give you at least a follow-up. That's them trying to control the message.
Mm-hmm.
And no one hates controlling the message more than a group full of journalists. That's for sure.
Well, it's going to be a lot different moving forward in Toronto, how the Leafs are covered here, for sure.
I bet one thing we can all agree on to some degree, however much you feel so, there is some truth in what Steve said.
Oh, tons. Absolutely. Tons of truth.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Absolutely. He wouldn't have said it if there wasn't.
What's on the go this weekend for you, Spec?
Oh, it's weekend already, is it?
Yeah, awesome. You're gonna put the pier in, or what?
That's long weekend. We got one more week of reprieve. Let the water heat up.
I told Spec this yesterday, Eddie, and I said, listen, for the last 2 playoff runs, you've been covering the Oilers, and all these guys at the lake have been covering your ass, Spec.
Absolutely.
This is his year where he's in that.
He's in.
He is
waist deep.
Oh,
I think the way I could really ingratiate myself to those guys is if I brought a big, strong, young football player out to help haul beer. Does anybody know one of those?
Yeah, in a boys Husky t-shirt.
Never heard of him.
Have a great weekend, Spec. We'll talk to you on Monday.
All right, boys.
Mark Spector on the mark, brought to you by Northgate Chevrolet Buick GMC, powered by Northgate Chevrolet. Check them out at northgategm.com. It's that time of the year, Eddie, getting the lakes going.
Oh, man.
So getting to that point, like, as I said, moving forward, how the Toronto media, electronic media, covers the Toronto Maple Leafs moving forward will be night and day.
More aggressive, or are they going to have the guard up?
No, because you'll see 2 types of, and it's not even going to be close. 2 types of reporting, one by Rogers, because now they own 75% of MLSE.
Yep.
Bell sold and it comes, it's a done deal in a month or two or whatever it is. Bell sold 37.5% to Rogers. So Bell's out of the MLSE. They're out of that game. So now you'll watch TSN, and they will be going after the Leafs. They'll be going after. Just little thing. How about this? So, and Rogers will report on it differently because a guy like Elliot Friedman can't go out and just absolutely hammer the Leafs. He won't have a job.
Now I'm with you now.
So even after Chayka was hired that day, I believe he went on 2 Sportsnet or 2 Rogers shows.
I saw him with Elliot. I didn't hear it though.
And then he went on, I think, Kiprios.
Okay.
He never went and did any Bell that day. It was, I think, the day later or maybe even 2 days later after they won the lottery.
When you have this type of knowledge that you have and the understandings of how the networks work, when you have this tea leaf information, it really all aligns. It makes sense. You don't see him on any Bell, any TS, nothing but the Rogers. That all makes sense, Kevin.
Yeah. Gen X Jeff sent this one in. I'm not really a conspiracy kind of guy, but with Sportsnet making it clear you weren't allowed to talk negatively about the new hiring in Toronto, they weren't allowed to talk about Matthews possibly leaving. That's true.
There we go.
Then he throws this out and he goes, there's a local car dealership here in town whose son got charged with fraud, was going to go to jail. And one of the local newspapers here in Edmonton posted the story, and the guy threatened to pull $1 million of advertising out of if anybody talked about it again. And then there you go.
Money talks, man. Money talks.
Thanks, Gen X Jeff, on that. When we come back, we'll get to more of your texts, and we're going to go in or out with Eddie Steele as well in the 8 o'clock hour. Kevin Karius, Eddie Steele, Duke of Delburne, Josh Fenwick on Sports 1440 AM radio. We're streaming on YouTube, X, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitch.
60 years ago, we started selling trucks as Western GMC Buick. Today, we are Wolf GMC Buick. We're still located on the corner of 184th Street and Stony Plain Road with the same ownership for over 2 decades. Our customers have trusted our family-owned, community-driven business. And for that, we are thankful. If you're looking for a truck or SUV, pop in and one of our seasoned professionals will get you a great deal, hassle-free. Come trust our team at Wolf GMC Buick. Wolf GMC Buick. We're making it easy.
Want home ice advantage for your window coverings? Novo Blinds provides factory direct pricing and the fastest turnaround in the city for homeowners, builders, and commercial projects. Book a free in-home consultation at novoblinds.ca.
There's still time to book your tournament at the Ranch Golf and Country Club.
As one of Alberta's top tourney courses, the Ranch makes hosting fun and easy for any group or business. No matter how unique or unusual, they'll accommodate your vision for an event no one will soon forget.
Start planning your tournament today at their beautifully landscaped course on the outskirts of West Edmonton. On-site event coordinators are here to help, but hurry, availability is limited and booking fast.
Visit theranchgolf.com.
From the first pitch to the final out, catch Toronto Blue Jays baseball games live right here. Don't miss a moment of Blue Jays baseball this season. Sports 1440 is proud to be the home of Blue Jays baseball.
This summer, it's coming. An unstoppable force that will turn your home into the Sweatbox.
Don't live in a summer blockbuster. Pro Solutions is your one-call solves-it-all expert for AC repairs, tune-ups, and new installations. With fast appointments and flexible financing, we'll make sure your home story has a comfortable ending. AC season is coming soon, so book today.
Lock in pre-season pricing today.
Visit prosolutionsinc.ca to schedule your service today.
McValue breakfast meals are $5 plus tax every day. Get a sausage McMuffin, bagel with cream cheese product, or breakfast burrito with hash brown and small coffee, all for just $5 plus taxes. Available until 11 a.m. at Canadian restaurants. Product availability varies. Prices exclude delivery.
Canadian Tire's Big Spring Tire Sale is back. Save up to 25% on quality tire brands including Continental, Michelin, Motomaster, and Pirelli until May 21st. Conditions apply. Details online.
There's nothing like a spring sunset by the lake. Oh, wait. That's a pothole. And that was a new truck.
Oh, what the
Springtime in Edmonton also means project time with help from Metal Supermarkets. Huge inventory cut to your precise requirements, plus metal bending, drilling, punching, notching, plasma cutting, welding, even delivery. Metal Supermarkets, the convenience stores for
Southside, West End, metalsupermarkets.com.
O'Hanlon Paving is looking for finished skid steer operators, finished grader operators, Class 1 drivers, and more to join their Edmonton Road Crew team. Bring your positive attitude and great work ethic to their job fair today from 10 until 3. Visit o'hanlonpaving.com/careers.
Just in time for the morning skate. This is the Kevin Karius Show on Sports 1440.
All right, welcome back to the big program. Eddie's just chomping at the bit.
Oh,
loving
this
that
is
song.
perfect.
What?
I
This
love the
song?
little country jangle because did you see the theme nights for the Double E this year?
No.
They announced their theme nights for the different home games, and there is a country night. And I thought, what better
They've
way
had
to
that all the time.
dust the old boots off,
Oh,
baby?
You're gonna
Go
go.
boot scoot boogieing.
You're gonna go and wear your boots tucked in jeans, and
I might wear shorts
with your
I
cowboy
might
boots.
shorts and the boots, huh?
Eddie will look like he's an 18-year-old girl heading to BVJ for the first time.
With a medium shirt, just
Yeah.
super tight.
Oh yeah, no, forget that crop top.
Crop it.
Belly button will be out.
And Daisy Dukes.
Daisy Dukes.
My
and
Daisy
it's- and
Dukes.
it's- and it's little boots.
My pockets flipped
His
inside
little
out.
boots, like Coors Light beer box cowboy hat.
Hey.
Oh, wow.
That's gonna be Eddie Steele country night.
Text 833-401-1440. Real Duke says, good morning, team. RE, the Leduc golf match. Should Eddie 88 break 93 on a legitimate scorecard today, I will deliver a $50 Dairy Queen gift card for his children's ice cream baby.
Wow. Fella's excited now.
Hmm.
Just breathe, Eddie. Just breathe. I'll break that.
What, 93?
Yeah.
You were 90 what at the ranch? 92 at the ranch?
Yeah, 91. Sorry.
It's like
No, I went 45-46. 45-46. 45-46. With all those three putts, like I said, I've been putting at home on the carpet.
MTR wants the over-under on how many foot wedges for the real deal today.
Minimum.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, guys.
Minimum. Oh, not zero. Minimum.
So I ran another gas station poll
I heard.
this week. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I texted you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I forgot I did. This one was in Breton.
Yeah.
And man, I'm 2 for 2. They do not care. I hope I don't remember who it was, but that one who lost all respect for me and lost my manhood and
But
I'm
Eddie,
the worst human being. Whoever that texter was, 2 for 2 gas station attendants. They don't care that I use their microwave. And if you're thinking I'm doing fish every day, you're wrong. That's maybe once a month.
Triple C in a truck says, Eddie, just go to and hit up a weed shop to settle your nerves. It's a perfect touch on the links.
Man, been there, done that on the course. It just no,
I know.
I kind of lose the game a bit.
A bit. You know what's funny? Some people play better.
Yeah,
some
I know.
some people are
I know.
calmer.
Some people,
Yeah.
dial in.
Jordan says, happy anniversary to Eddie and his wife. Saw it online this week. Yeah, you posted it everywhere, man.
Yeah, I had to, man.
What do you mean you had to?
I was engaged. I was farming for engagement by posting that photo of my wife.
Yeah, Steve Simmons asked some rather forward questions at Maple Leafs press conferences to farm engagement with his social media. Eddie just posts pictures of his wife.
How'd those go over? The pictures.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Yeah. She would never post them, but her proud husband, I'll certainly brag about her. You guys see what I got? I'm proud of it.
Yeah, and you're right when you say you outkicked your coverage, man.
Oh man, without a question.
Yeah.
Man, what are you zooming in there for, Kevin? I'm kidding. I thought you were zooming on the picture. I'm just playing with you.
No.
I'm calling you out.
Justin from Leduc says, who would be, and Duke, who do you think this is? Who would be the 1440 lineup on a spit and chiclet sandbagger? So like a guy that comes in and plays those guys. Like, so we need a guy that would it have to be Schlemmer? Probably, no?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, because he's good.
He is really good. Have you ever played with him, KK?
I have not played with Schlemmer. But I think once his rib gets healed up, we got to figure this out.
Yeah, we'll get around.
Do you know it was Schlemmer's birthday yesterday?
Oh,
nice.
Wow. Same as your anniversary.
Cool.
Same as Frank's birthday.
Frank's
yeah,
birthday
Frankie.
too,
Yeah.
I was going to text Schlemmer last night, but I didn't know if we were at that level of friends.
Come on, man. Of course. Dude,
man.
no hesitancy.
I'm just more his crony than I am his friend.
Would you
Wait,
text?
the only
Would you text me, Duke? Are we friends?
Greater man.
How would I know it's your birthday? The only reason I knew it was Schlemmer is because we're Facebook friends.
Oh God. Greater man Jay says, "Come on, real deal. Who's going to tell you different?" Like when you go into these shops, and we've talked about this, and that's a small sample size too. He said.
No. So how I pose the question, I go up to them and I say,
Well, again, if Sam the intern went up,
no, but I'm buying something here. I'm buying something. I was buying a water, and I said, "Excuse me, sir. I just have a question. I'm on the radio in Edmonton and I catch a lot of flack, and I just lay out the scenario. And I say, so if I wasn't buying this, would you care if I just came in and used the microwave?" He said, "No, as long as I know that that's your food in there." He wouldn't care. If you give me a heads up that you're using it, he doesn't care.
Text 833-401-1440. Also, Adam Schefter just reporting. Second round New York Jets draft pick. Second round, Eddie. D'Angelo Pons. He's a cornerback. He's not a big guy, small guy. Reached agreement today on a 4-year, $9.8 million contract. It includes almost 8.7 guaranteed. We talked about this a little bit earlier too, because Washington's first round pick, Sonny Styles, signed his 4-year, fully guaranteed $37.2 million. So these guys, again, and they haven't played a down of NFL.
Haven't even wore a jersey.
And they're set for life.
Yeah. 4 years, 37 mil.
I don't understand. Like, I mean, when you compare the NFL to the NHL, you could not have further like differences in the CBA.
You couldn't.
For players coming in and players coming into, both the NHL and the NFL, where you're at a $900,000 contract for the NHL with bonuses. You can make a couple mil. But, I mean, you got to work for 3 years to get something.
How do you feel about that?
I don't understand it. I think there should be maybe, okay, first of all, the NFL and the NHL, let's not even compare.
Yeah,
Let's
we
not
know
even
that
compare.
they're way different
But,
money.
but pretend that the league was equal in revenue and everything else. And you figured out what the salary cap and made it the same. And the TV revenue, everything was the same. So maybe there would be a common ground between the two. Like, let's just pretend like the NHL had that similar amount of revenue. So now their rookie contracts would be higher.
I think there's just certain aspects of the NHL that are archaic, in all honesty.
For NHL?
Yeah, for the NHL.
Okay, but to me, this is like you're giving so much money to a guy that
it's too much money,
That's what
absolutely. But the NHL is so far to the extreme the other way, even just the way they treat star players in the NHL. Like there's no star player favoritism, and they're the show ponies. Whereas you look at NBA, NFL, they treat their stars differently for good or for worse. But I think that's how it should be done. The pay structure, we know it's different, but I don't agree with handing over
That much.
$40 million without wearing a jersey.
Yeah.
But at the
I don't
same
agree that
time,
900 for a guy like Connor McDavid coming in is worth it either,
exactly,
or a Celebrini.
And that's, you talk about McDavid, it's almost like NCAA-esque, where you're benefiting so much off a guy, a young cat like Bedard, McDavid, and they're not, getting any income really out of the league their first 3 years. But the league, they're sure making money off those jerseys.
Well, think about how the NHL exploited Connor Bedard when he came in as a rookie. All the games on the road to start in all big markets and all the news conferences, media availabilities. And this is a guy that hadn't even played yet. And you're saying this is one of our marketing faces around the league.
Well said.
But again, I for the NFL, maybe there's got to be something different in the sense that it gets pulled back a bit. I don't know.
Well, Duke, you'll remember this. Sam Bradford, he was famously known for he was a quarterback, first round pick out of Oklahoma. He got like 45 mil guaranteed before playing a snap. And that was the extreme. And then things kind of tapered back a little bit. The first round picks weren't getting as much cash. But now I think because there's such another infusion of cash in the NFL, they're just making so much money. We're seeing these first round picks getting all this guaranteed money again, way more than vets. And that makes vets uncomfortable because say you're a veteran in the league 5-6 years and you're on your contract and all of a sudden you see a young cat coming out of college, haven't even played it down, all of a sudden guaranteed 40 mil. Yeah, that's going to make you question things.
Yeah. But it's big cash for these guys. And I mean, so Sonny Styles was what number pick was he? Five?
He was top 5. Yeah, he was top 5.
Then what is Mendoza's like? He's going to be more than that.
Yeah,
because it's a scale.
Absolutely, it'll be a $60 million contract, fully guaranteed.
It's crazy,
and that's not even sniffing endorsements.
No,
right? That's where the real money is endorsements.
The amount of money that gets, and again, the NFL compared to the NHL revenue is like it's 10 to 1, whatever you want to call it.
Just think, even in Vegas, being the quarterback in Mendoza's situation, how many casinos are just going to get you on billboards and stuff? Like, you're going to be everywhere, man. You're going to be everywhere.
Be like remember Art Schleister?
I know the name.
Schleister, so I'm going to say both. He gambled on 3rd and 10 all the time, 4th and 10 all the time. That's kind of that was the running joke because he got busted for gambling.
Okay.
Yeah.
I missed that. I went way over the cuckoo's nest.
Riggs says Schlemmer and I have the same birthday, so and the anniversary, man.
And then Enoch Mwamba, it's his wedding anniversary. Willie Jefferson, his wedding anniversary. A bunch of CFL players, actually. We all share the same because it's right before camp. Guys got to get hitched before camp, man.
Alfred says, Mr. Steele, your microwave honesty is refreshing. Those other guys should take notice.
Well, what's refreshing is
his honesty.
I have actually gone out and I have run the polls, the surveys, 2 for 2. And I genuinely asked the attendant, like, is this a faux pas? No, they don't care. In where I've asked is in very rural Alberta, where, I stick out like a sore thumb.
MTR says 2 is a very small sample size.
I'll keep it up. Keep it up. The next one, I'm actually going to ask if I can video their response.
Oh, geez. Yeah. I'm sure that's going to go over well.
It's going to be like
Let me just pull up my iPhone.
Those hostage videos, and they're like trembling, reading it off a script in front of them.
Blink if you need help.
That's gonna be, and Mr. Steele, please take a chocolate bar. Please take a chocolate bar and a bag of chips, and then use the microwave, and you can be on your merry way. Yeah. Even Jordan just says, yeah, Eddie passes a note over the counter that says, turn on the air pump. When we come back, we're going to go in or out with Eddie Steele, Kevin Karius, Duke of Delburne, Josh Fenwick on Sports 1440 AM radio. We're streaming on YouTube, X, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitch.
Whether you're a craft beer connoisseur or more of a wine aficionado, there's always something new to discover at Sherbrooke Liquor, a unique family-owned independent liquor store. The selection, incredible. The non-alcohol section is also very impressive. Sherbrooke Liquor, expert, knowledgeable staff with a passion for unique finds. More than just a liquor store, we're a community. Alberta's best, the one and only Sherbrooke Liquor. Wine, spirits, and oodles of beer. Visit SherbrookeLiquor.com.
Do you have neck or back pain? Ever go for treatment hoping for a simple fix only to realize your stubborn spine is basically a science project with attitude? Hey, we get it. And honestly, we're a little sorry because great rehab does take proper experimenting. But at Leading Edge Physiotherapy, we don't just toss exercises into the beaker and hope it doesn't explode. We start with the right diagnosis, then mix hands-on care, precise manual therapy, and evidence-based technology. The formula your body actually needs. Science and skill with gratitude, not attitude. LeadingEdgePhysio.com.
Summer in Alberta means baseball debates.
Okay, best ballpark snack. Gotta be popcorn. Nah, it's nachos, hands down.
Nah, you're both wrong. It's mini donuts. But when it comes to beef jerky, there's no argument.
Wilhauk Beef Jerky.
The only snack every fan agrees on. Grab some for your next ballpark outing.
Wilhauk Beef Jerky. Because you don't win games with salad. Only available in Leduc.
Wondering what you can afford? Let Go Auto do the math with our free car loan calculator. No pressure, no awkward convos, just quick answers on your budget and payments. Bad credit? No credit? We got you. Text check to 780-777-7777. That's check to 780-all-7. Find out what you qualify for and start shopping with confidence. Go Auto. Drive what you love with payments that make sense.
Struggling to find skilled workers? What if you could fill your talent pipeline with motivated, pre-vetted youth and receive funding to support your efforts? At Careers The Next Generation, we connect Alberta employers with interns in skilled trades, IT, agriculture, forestry, and more. All WCB covered, high school accredited, safety trained, and ready to contribute from day one. With 83% of RAP students continuing their apprenticeships after high school, investing in youth today means securing your workforce for tomorrow. Don't wait. Visit careersnextgen.ca to get started.
The tents are up and the deals are out. The Brick's biggest sale of the season is on now. Take up to 60% off clearance items in the tents. Sofas start at $3.99 and save up to 50% on select mattresses. Get a sofa, coffee table, mattress, bed frame, and dining set, all for less than $1,500. Only at the Brick's tent sale. See in store for details and exclusions. The Brick, saving you more.
Sleep is for the off-season. What off-season? Sports 1440 is live, loud, and locked 24/7. Oilers, Elks, Riverhawks, Stingers, Oil Kings. We've got your picks. Edmonton's home to sports is Sports 1440.
O'Hanlon Paving is looking for finished skid steer operators, finished grader operators, Class 1 drivers, and more to join their Edmonton road crew team. Bring your positive attitude and great work ethic to their job fair today from 10 until 3. Visit o'hanlonpaving.com/careers.
Oh, Canada. Jiffy Lube is here to keep you moving through mornings like these. Full synthetic oil changes, quality Pennzoil products, tire checks, battery tests, and everything else your car needs to get through our winters. Stop by Jiffy Lube for fast, easy, warranty-approved service. No appointment, no hassle. Just dependable service right when you need it. Jiffy Lube, keeping you moving through this.
I'm alright. Nobody heard about me. Why you got
Have your sports curiosity cured with the Kevin Karius Show. This is Sports 1440.
All right, welcome back to the big program, 842 in Edmonton. Duke plays this song to get ready for the big match in Leduc, L.A. In L.A. Are you ready, Eddie?
Oh, I'm ready.
And we missed a point talking about salaries, too, and it was a good text from Glenn. Don't forget, NFL can cut players. Yes, the guarantee part is massive, which is why the contracts are changing now.
It's a really good point.
Yeah,
that actually is the main point that we forgot, because in the NHL, the minute you sign that deal, be it your 3-year entry or a Trent Frederick 8-year, $3 million,
Nurse,
it's
all these
guaranteed.
contracts,
Guaranteed. NFL, no, the pennies are not as guaranteed.
That's right. But now again, we're seeing more and more. And probably the worst one of all is Deshaun Watson, where it was guaranteed, fully guaranteed.
Oh, we've never seen that.
So
probably never will.
No, but what that did too, it changed the scene, changed the scenarios for the next whatever half dozen quarterbacks that were signed.
It did. You're absolutely right.
Like Kirk Cousins, like all these other ones that signed, and like Brock Purdy's another one. You know, there would have never been that much guaranteed money had not Deshaun Watson signed that terrible contract. Well, he didn't. I mean, it wasn't a terrible.
It had the owners, the other owners behind closed doors fuming.
Yeah, it would be
thinking, "What are you doing?"
Yeah, it would be unbelievable. Time now for Are You In or Out? Brought to you by Pro Solutions, if you need fast AC service, Pro Solutions offers expert repairs, tune-ups, and even installs with flexible financing. Book your appointment now at prosolutionsinc.ca.
Okay, you know what? Moving too fast. Bottom line, are you in or you out?
In or out of what?
No time for questions, just action. In or out?
Well, then I'm out.
I'm sorry, Jet. Actually, you're already in.
Are you in or are you out?
On Sports 1440.
I thought you would go, I'm in, Bob. We would have had a really cool moment, but you kind of ruined the whole thing.
All right, Duke, let her buck.
We are 1 week into the Oilers offseason, and there's been no shortage of banter, talking points, etc. But the most recent and first real point of contention having arisen is Evan Bouchard's exclusion from the top 3 vote getters in this year's Norris Trophy voting. It was announced yesterday. Zach Werenski, Cale Makar, and Rasmus Dahlin were the trio of finalists, although we know that to really mean just they were the top 3 vote getters after everybody cast their ballots. When the ballots are released, coming up here after the award is handed out, I think we are going to see the smallest gap in the voting percentage between the top 5 of the past 5 years.
I'm probably going to be in on this one, Duke. I think, again, it was a coin toss for a lot of people just to have the finalists, because there could be a guy at 4 that could be just as easily in there at 3, and that could be Bouchard. Again, we don't know exactly what the numbers are yet. So I'm going to be in, and whoever wins this, to me, it's a coin toss as well. It could be like a 35, 33, 32 vote here, for the top 3. It might even be something like 25, 23, 22, and 20, and then another 18 to make it all up, Duke, I think. So
with these top 3 getters that they announced the names, when were the votes in by? Before playoffs?
Oh, yeah. It's all regular
before playoffs?
season. Yeah.
Okay.
It's all regular season. But, I mean, what has to happen here already? Let's just get – then it solves every problem because they have the Rocket Richard Trophy. Just have the Bobby Orr Trophy here or whoever you want to call it after, and save for the most points. Highest scoring defenseman gets the Bobby Orr Trophy, and everyone's just happy here. It's just fine. And if you win both of them, that's just fine too.
I agree it's going to be tight, but I think that's garbage that Bush wasn't top 3. Like, I think that's kind of garbage. I'd love to hear the explanations.
So the past 5 seasons, let's quickly run over these. And this is via hockeyreference.com, where they have the ballots from awards each season. And it's just via a vote percentage of the total points. That, because obviously it's a system 1st through 5th. It's a point system, how they end up determining the standings. But last year it was a runaway. Cale Makar was first with 97.43% of the points. And in 5th was Victor Hedman at 13.87. Year before that, Quinn Hughes, 96.08. 5th place, 10.93 was, in fact, Evan Bouchard with his top 5 finish. Erik Karlsson, 80.87 the year previous. Josh Morrissey, 17.19. That is actually, I believe, the closest top 5, 1st to 5th of these past 5 years, 80.87 to 17.19. Cale Makar had 83.64 the year previous to that. Adam Fox, 12.72. And then in 2021, Adam Fox won with 74.3. 5th place was Charlie McAvoy with 12.5. So, that looks like it was, in fact, just a quickly eyeball of running through those, the shortest. Like, what are we looking at here? Top 5 guys all within somewhere between 13 to 70.
How many votes are there? Is there 190 votes?
Good question. That I don't know.
I think there's 191 votes.
Okay.
I'm looking at last year's. Okay, and there was 176 first place votes to Makar.
Yeah.
13 to Werenski, 2 to Hughes. So no one else got a first place vote, so that tells you that it's
pretty
191.
Pretty lopsided.
So, yeah. So between the 5 guys this year, if you look at Makar, Werenski, and Dahlin, and then you're probably, who are you adding in here, Duke, for top 5?
Well,
Bouchard,
take your
Bouchard
pick.
and Hughes.
Bouchard, Hughes. I think Murray Sider got a lot of love towards the end of the season. Lane Hudson out in Montreal. There was a lot of guys. So maybe my top, saying it's the tightest in the top 5, might even be a little short-sighted because it might just be the most names that garner top 5 votes. Period.
I'd be surprised if there's not, like, okay, if you're going to bust this down where McCarr got 176 last year, first place votes, there's got to be at least 30 to 40 for each guy right now, because you wouldn't get there. You're not getting there without 40.
Yeah.
So I guess, Duke, are you saying that there's 20 some first place votes for
Be tight,
Bouchard,
boy.
maybe 20 for Sider? That adds up pretty quick to where we're getting to 191.
Yeah.
So I'll go, yeah, it's going to be close.
tight.
I want to see the percentage of votes. And again, for first, second, third, fourth, and fifth, because, these three guys technically should never be on a fourth or fifth place ballot.
It's going to be very interesting. And
Or very few of them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Very few.
And I think it's, one of the NHL's big wins across the board is that they do make their balloting public, following the conclusion of the season and once they're handed out. So a lot of accountability for the PWHA writers that do cast their votes. Carolina Hurricanes, their winners last night, moved to a 3-0 series lead and a 7-0 start to the postseason. Said it yesterday. I don't really give the Flyers much of a chance of coming back in this series. I'm taking a step further. I don't know if they're going to win a game. I think we'll see the Hurricanes hit 10 wins before they record their first loss of these playoffs.
Wow. Could be more than 10, Duke.
Well, because they're guaranteed home ice in the conference final. And after Montreal and Buffalo beat each other up, I think we're talking 6 or 7 games there, most likely in that series. Carolina, as we've said, could have a week off total to, get some bodies back. Maybe Nikishin's ready to join the lineup at some point to shore up the defense. Man, and when you look at the way Freddie Anderson's playing, it is a little bit tough to see them losing a game anytime soon, regardless of opponent.
I think I'm going to go in on this one, Duke, but I have more confidence in them, to be honest, though, winning the first 2 games of next series at home, as I do maybe somehow Philadelphia pulling one out here, just pulling one out.
Okay.
Because think about, yesterday's game. It's 1-1. It's a 1-1
the game
game.
before that went to overtime.
Yes.
They've been
So,
tight.
you know what? I'm going to go out. I think Philly's going to win a game here. Yeah, I'll go out. I think Philly's going to win a game.
No, I think I'm going to break 80 today. I'm in, Duke.
Yeah,
they'll easily hit 10 wins.
They're looking good, and maybe this is in fact their year to finally get out of the Eastern Conference. They're going to be in tough, assuming it is, looking at the other undefeated team, Colorado Avalanche. If they come out of the West, two differing styles. When you look at how the Avalanche and the Hurricanes play, could make for a great final, though. Time will tell. Over to the Gridiron, Elks training camp getting underway this weekend. First dip into our Double E predictions for the 2026 season. I'm going long range. This is a playoff team, and I think it comes via their own conference or division, not the crossover. I'm thinking predicting a minimum of 10 wins for the Green and Gold.
Well, I said last year that they're going to host a playoff game, so obviously I'm going to be in on this one.
Dang, you're not even going to tee it up, football boy.
I got to say what I've been saying it for months, so
normally you give it to the
football
go ahead,
football boy. And then I'll throw some other numbers at you. Go ahead, football boy.
There we go. Yes, I'm in for sure. Yeah, they're going to have a good, solid season. 10 wins, at least, I would assume. Strong home record and potentially hosting a home playoff.
Okay. The last time they had a winning season was 2017. The last time they had a winning season. So they got to get to 10 wins. They got to get 2017. Last time the team made the playoffs was 2019.
They haven't had a winning season since I've been retired.
That's right.
I retired after 18.
There you go.
Jeez.
So they have not had a winning season that long.
Wow.
So again, big difference. 9-9 is not a winning season, right? So I'm going to be in because I think they can host a home playoff game here. I think they can host a home playoff game. The things that they've added, their O-line's going to be really good.
Solid, consistent quarterback play. Like Coach mentioned it, where the quarterback, he's helping these rookies, the receivers. You weren't getting that last year. You weren't getting that type of leadership last year. Not a shot on Trey. Just wasn't the case.
I want to see the usage with Rankin and Leak
in the backfield.
So we want to see that.
The receivers going to be competitive. Austin Mack.
And, they bring back Julian Grant, who, once he gets his hands together, man, this guy's gonna be, he's a deadly Canadian receiver.
Yeah. And
So
coming off a career year last year too.
and they got Newell.
They're gonna be good, man. I'm telling you, they're gonna be a very competitive team. Just watching this roster compared to other teams, and watch this team just comes out flat. Then I look like a bozo. But no, they have a solid roster. And the biggest thing, Kevin, you've heard this from Ed Hervey, you've heard this from Killam, lots. I've heard it from President Chris Morris. They really are going after character guys. And having interviewed about 15 different players on Elks Nation throughout the offseason, the one thing that I say to almost all of them is, man, you got a good head on your shoulders. You can tell that they are going after good people. And good people is going to equate to good locker room vibes, which should equate to positive on-field success.
Malik Carney.
Yeah. Yep. He's going to be a beast off the
Malik
edge.
Carney.
And they're paying for his production. He needs to produce.
7-11 last year, which was still 5th in the West, but the West was pretty dominant compared because 4 teams hit the 10-win plateau in that division, whereas out East, obviously, just the 2 did. You talk about their home record, Eddie. They were above 500 at Commonwealth last season, but just 2-7 on the road, a mark that will certainly need to be improved, as is their record against their Western rivals, just 3-7 in division last season. So some hurdles to clear to get themselves back in the playoff mix, but I'm liking what I'm seeing from this offseason with the green and gold. NBA playoff second round rolling on. 3 of the series now sit at a 2-0 deficit. The Timberwolves and Spurs are tied at 1 game apiece, the only tied series at this point. Of the 3 teams trailing, I'll be honest, I don't see any of them coming back at this point, but I think if we have to pick one that could have a prayer, I'm going to give it to the Cleveland Cavaliers based off maybe nothing more than what we saw in the first round from each of these respective teams, because we know the Pistons, they had their faults going down to 3-1 originally to the Magic.
Well, first, I'm with you, Duke. Not all 3 can't come back.
I don't think, none of
yeah.
them. I think it's signed, sealed, delivered.
Yeah. And I don't see this one either, because I think Detroit got the wake-up call against Orlando when they were down 3-1, and then all of a sudden turned it on a little bit, and then Orlando crapped the bed there in game number 7. But yeah, I could see all of these going. I could see all of these going in 4-0 in all sweeps. I could see all 3 of them going.
It's the worst thing for the league, hey? Like, how bad would that be?
Well, if the Spurs can maybe dispatch Minnesota, then and these are all sweeps, now you get going, man. You're down in the Final Four, and you're not waiting around either.
The winner is coming out of the West. That West final is gonna be a battle royale. Can't wait for that. Spurs, OKC.
Yeah,
that'll be your NBA champion.
And it's almost a little disappointing because we saw such a good first round in the NBA this year, which is a deviation from the norm. The first round is usually at least a couple sweeps. We only had the one, and even the game, maybe a lower seed takes 1 game at home off of their higher seeded opponent. A couple of game 7s, the huge upset with the Sixers over the Celtics. We saw the Magic almost pull off the improbable, winning as an 8 seed. Yeah, second round's been a little bit of a letdown, and it's fair to say. And injuries have played a big role in that, without a doubt. I'm with you, Eddie. I think as long as the Spurs take care of their business here, they shouldn't be having much more of a problem with the Timberwolves and tease up a great Western Conference final. I think it's probably 4 straight over the Lakers, even if Luka does find his way back into the lineup.
Oh, he's going to be so out of shape. He hasn't shot a ball in live game in a month now. Yeah, be toast.
Yeah.
Kevin's getting cold
It's
over there.
freezing in here. I'm
Well,
getting
they had
ready.
to turn the temperature down to put out the fire in the rack room over there.
I got to stay warm, Duke.
Well, you guys are doing your practice swings here
Eddie
in
and
the
I will
studio
be
during commercial.
What time are you gonna head out, Eddie?
I'm gonna have to put some goggles on. His nips are coming for me.
Poor little Kevin, but got to get his shawl on here at 9:00 in the morning. Finally, today is National Have a Coke Day. The iconic red and white bottle. You can have it in glass, you can have it in plastic, in a can, maybe out of the tap. But I think the best iteration of Coca-Cola comes around every once in a while, sometimes staying longer than others, but it's the iconic vanilla Coke that really does the trick for me.
You don't like it? Too much going on?
I never even had it.
What?
Okay.
Why would
So you obviously haven't had a cherry vanilla then.
I'll have just cherry Coke if I'm having it.
A cherry vanilla, Duke. That's nice. That's an American flavor.
If you put cherry whiskey with cherry Coke.
Whoa, you're cherried up.
Yeah.
It'll make you feel cherry. And
Well, we
merry.
make actually our own cherry vodka.
Oh, of course you do. Why am I not surprised?
We got a beautiful cherry tree in the backyard.
Yes.
And you just put the cherries in, a little bit of sugar, and then
they sour?
They're sour cherries. It's a Evansburg cherry tree, yeah. Why am I surprised? Why am I surprised? Okay, well, I don't know, Eddie. You must. I don't know if you're a big pop guy.
Yeah, I'm in on the vanilla, I guess. Like I said, cherry vanilla, if I'm gonna flavor it up, would be nice. But yeah, I'm in on the question, Duke. I'm good with the vanilla
Eddie,
Coke.
did you ever try the Oreo Coca-Cola?
What? I have not.
That was pretty recent. And then there were Coca-Cola flavored Oreos. It was like a collab crossover thing. I didn't much care for it. I just think there's something about the vanilla.
Yeah.
It's smooth. It is smooth.
It's so
There's so
good.
many other ones now you can't keep track of, to be honest.
It's true. It's every soda has
Every
a million
brand.
iterations. And I'm a well-documented Pepsi guy over
Are you?
Coca-Cola.
Really?
Yeah. And there's a new one out right now, Pepsi cream soda.
Yeah.
It's really good.
I always remember the movie Cobb with Tommy Lee Jones. Have you seen it?
Nope.
Penny, have you seen Cobb? No. Watch it because Ty Cobb, and he was the most cantankerous bastard that ever played baseball. Like, think about the line from Field of Dreams when Shoeless Joe's talking about all the players coming back.
Yeah. And then
he says, "Yeah, we were going to get Ty Cobb
Yeah,
to come, but
yeah.
everyone hated the son of a bitch when he
yeah,
was
that's
alive.
what he said.
Never
Yeah,
mind
yeah.
dead."
He had the line. Yeah.
Yeah,
And then
no.
he laughed like, yeah.
But anyway, like Ty Cobb, like when he died, had a ton of money, and he was investing in stuff, and he invested in Coca-Cola, and he invested in Coke in the, I don't know what, 40s or whatever, 50. I don't even know the exact year. And he said, because they're going to come out in cans. Yeah. And the guys, they're not putting Coke in a can.
Lo and behold.
And then, he made a
Wow.
whole bunch of money.
Big
off it.
money.
Yeah.
Huh.
So what if and so you've had plenty of different just regular Coke,
Yeah.
Coca-Cola.
Regular.
Is glass bottle the best?
Oh, I
Kev?
think so. Let's same with a good beer.
Yeah,
A
it'd
bottled
be-
beer.
Oh,
I like
yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Man,
Sweating
Pilsner
on
out of the
the edges.
bottle.
Oh,
that is different.
bottled beer is just
What do you
so
mean? You're not going to have it out of the back of Army Daryl's truck? You rather out of a bottle than that?
much. Well, it's warm like you know what.
Or Duke, how about you and your Combine 3-year-old beer that you find under the seat?
No, it's-
And a sandwich.
that sandwich, that was crazy.
And he ate the sandwich.
I did not. I
Oh.
ate the Starburst, but they were still wrapped up, so it's fine.
Snipe says Mexican Coke.
Yeah, it's different. They still use
I
real
was
cane.
talking
They
about
still use
something else.
real cane sugar to make Mexican Coca-Cola.
MTR says Pepsi cream soda stinks.
No, it's good.
Is it?
Yeah,
Don't know.
it's not as good as Pepsi Lime, but nothing is. To me, that Pepsi Lime is the best soda that I've
Really?
ever had. Yeah.
Oh, you like that?
And now that you can only get it in the zero sugar variety, which is fine. It's still okay. I usually have a case and sometimes it's more so just for maybe mixing a cocktail than enjoying on its own. But
Corey texts in, looking at Sports Select, it appears Eddie's foot wedges are set at 6.5 today. I'm on the over.
well, that's a lot of.
I
foot
can't
wedges.
wait for Monday's program. Everybody, all you Smack Talkers, tune in on Monday for the reveal
For the reveal
of how the match
So,
went.
okay, first of all, we got
to figure out how we're playing.
So just, Duke and I are taking you and SKS on.
Yes,
right?
That's how
So
we're
is it
going.
just best score in the hole goes on, and that team
Or is it
wins?
like total.
You can play high, low. You can play low.
But like I'm just thinking
Because if someone blows up, now you're playing total score, and it's not.
Yeah, I think that's probably right.
So if you take a 4, Duke, and I take a 4,
we score.
our score's a 4. If Eddie takes a 9 and SKS takes a 4, their best score is a 4.
Right.
And then that's just and then there's no carryovers.
Wait, so if you two take 4s, SKS
Ty-
take 4s, and all of a sudden I take a 9,
Yeah.
why do I got to take the 9?
And
Well,
so,
someone
but,
has
but
to
are,
take
but
the
are we
9.
playing it as total holes one or total strokes?
Just holes one. So it's match play.
Match play.
Match
yeah,
play. So
yeah.
that again, if you blow
but
up,
no, like it's not skins. Like we're not carrying tied holes.
See, the
no-
difference
no
between
ties.
you guys, I'll let you math nerds worry about this score. I'm playing my
Math
game.
nerds, Eddie, we're talking
I'm
about
playing my game. Good, clean contact. nail some putts.
Yeah.
You know, Eddie's already in trouble when he thinks adding up his golf score is for math nerds.
Well, yeah.
The numbers are so big, he needs a calculator.
It's the old line like Eddie doesn't have a bag of teas in his golf bag. He's got a bag of erasers.
I can't wait. Oh man, you guys talk so much smack. I love it.
Yeah. But think about that exhale, inhale. Are you then swinging?
I can't wait, man. I already got my.
So what time are you going to go to the range? You want to have?
I got a process.
What time are you going to be out
He needs
there?
to visualize.
I'll probably get a little after 11.
We don't tee off till 12:57.
I'm not going to that course. I'm going to my private range by the house.
Where?
I'm just gonna go hit a little bit, maybe go home, take a warm bath, get the hips loose.
Nate says you're playing NASA. That's what it's called, I guess. Yeah.
Well, boys, I got Elks Nation. I got Jared Brinkman, defensive
I was gonna
lineman,
ask you, yeah.
D tackle on the show
missing
today.
Brink. You're gonna call him that?
The Brink truck.
Yeah.
I'm gonna compare guns with him. See
Well,
if he's got what it takes.
I think you got him, eh? He's a linebacker.
Yeah, I bet for sure. If I walked into the locker room right now, those boys would think I'm a player.
Yeah, they'd be like, who let this old guy in here?
No, they think.
You know what?
Oh,
You
they
should
think.
walk in. You should walk in with like just this tight
Going
shirt.
with the rookies. Going with the rookies later today, Eddie. See if you can still fit in with the young bucks, the youths.
I'd bust my ankles up so bad.
But just walk in. You should walk because the rookies would know who you are. They won't know.
No, they wouldn't know.
They might. A couple, maybe.
If they're educated. Maybe the Canadians.
Yeah,
The
maybe.
Canadians would know.
We got they'll all be talking to each other. And so it's like, oh, we got this
Eddie Steele.
undrafted free agent trying to fly straight in here.
That's Eddie Steele.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, do you guys hear about him in youth sports?
number-
all Centennial
That's
player.
number 97. Connor McDavid had to ask him for that number.
Eddie. See, this is going to come back to haunt him today, Duke. Good stuff, Eddie. Have a great show, Elks Nation, with the deck.
Be well, Edmonton.
We'll see you in about 4 hours, big guy. No, 3 hours, 3.5. Duke will be out there. Duke, get out of that last segment on Fantasy Frenzy.
Kevin,
you got to get the hell out.
Some of us take pride in putting in an honest day's work.
Okay, stop it.
Like that. It's how far do you think we're driving? You guys give me so much hell yesterday about buying a membership in Pinocchio. You think Leduc's like on the other side of the moon or what?
No. We'll see you out there, Eddie. That was In or Out, brought to you by Pro Solutions. Check them out at prosolutionsinc.ca. Coming up in the 9 o'clock hour, we're going to talk a little hockey at 9:20 with Matt Larkin. Then we got Jensen Lewis to discuss all things Major League Baseball at 9:40. It's golfing with the G-Man, Gary Meyer, for the Country Club Tour at 10 o'clock. And our guest today will be Greg Schubert from the Belvedere Golf and Country Club. Before all that, time now for a Sports 1440 update. Brought to you by Fusion Promo Marketing. Expand your brand. High-quality promotional products for businesses, sports teams, and corporate events. Get noticed at fusionpromomarketing.ca. That's Fusion with a Z. Here is the Duke.
Sports 1440 update.
Lone game in the Stanley Cup playoffs last night has the Flyers pushed to the brink of elimination. Hurricanes win 4-1, getting 2 points from captain Jordan Staal. They now lead that best of 7, 3-0, and a perfect 7-0 record in the postseason. In the PWHL, Montreal beat Minnesota 2-1 to open up a 2-1 series lead in their semifinal matchup. And in the association, Detroit tops Cleveland 107-97 to take a 2-0 series lead. And the Lakers led at the half but come up short. OKC all the way back 125-107. They take it. 22 points each from Chet Holmgren and Shea Gilgeous-Alexander as the Thunder tout a 2-0 series advantage. Lighter day in the majors yesterday with several teams in transit. With the Yankees, they beat the Rangers 9-2. Cleveland topped KC 8-5. The Cubbies beat Cincinnati 8-3. Miami passed Baltimore 4-3, and Tampa Bay doubled up on Boston 8-4. Finally, some tough news for Team Canada on the soccer front. World Cup just over a month away, and Alphonso Davies suffering a setback with his existing hamstring injury, expected to miss an additional 4 to 5 weeks. Team Canada's opener comes against Bosnia and Herzegovina on June 12th. Coming up in hour 3 of the Kevin Karius Show, we'll hear today's edition of Cam and Eggs and be joined by Matt Larkin from Daily Faceoff, as well as Jensen Lewis former MLB pitcher, and buy the books on VSiN Live. I'm Brandon Douglas, Sucker Sports 1440 update.
This is Sports 1440, a Stingray radio station broadcasting on Treaty 6 territory.
Download the free iHeartRadio app and listen to CKJR wherever you go.
Hi, Mike here from Northgate Chevrolet Buick GMC.
No one's ever accused car shopping to be fun. I mean, think about it. Awkward standoffs to get a price. Let me go talk to my manager. Dealers asking for your credit card, then melting your phone if you say no. See, not fun. At Northgate, I promise you a different experience. We make it fun. And you will like us, I promise. 0% financing, a great selection of new and pre-owned units. So for some fun, stop in today. 13215 97th Street or visit us online at northgategm.com.
You're in Northgate country.
With Play Alberta, backing the home team goes beyond the bets. That's because your picks have provincial impact. Play Alberta is the only app in the province that puts all revenue directly back into supporting programs and services that Albertans rely on every day. By investing in the General Revenue Fund, every play, bet, and buy made on Play Alberta helps make a difference across the province. It feels good to know your fund goes further at home. Visit playalberta.ca/Gregor to learn more. Must be 18 plus to play. If you gamble, use your game sense.
From the first pitch to the final out, catch Toronto Blue Jays baseball games live right here. Don't miss a moment of Blue Jays baseball this season. Sports 1440 is proud to be the home of Blue Jays baseball.
Alan Olson Auctions presents the first annual Camrose Consignment Auction. Open now for online bidding through May 12th at alanolsonauction.com. This huge two-ring auction includes sales for Camrose Auto Wreckers, Bow Rain Holdings, and a large variety of farm equipment, lumber, automotives, livestock handling equipment, and miscellaneous items. And includes a partial dispersal for A1 Septic and a closeout sale for anytime towing. For more info, call Alan Olson Auctions at 780-672-2434 or visit alanolsonauction.com today.
Are you overwhelmed by debt and getting nonstop calls from creditors? It can feel like there's no escape. Debt doesn't have to be a life sentence. A single call can turn things around. My name is Parveen Middleton. I'm a licensed insolvency trustee at BDO right here in Edmonton. I can help you become debt-free with a solution just for you. Let's put an end to those calls from creditors together. Call 1-833-BDO-TALK or visit bdodebt.ca to discover your debt-free future.
Your game, your station. Sports 1440.
And watch us on YouTube, Facebook, and X.
All right, welcome back to the big program. 9/11 in Edmonton. Kevin Karius, Duke of Delburne, Josh Fenwick with you here on a Friday morning. Playlist Friday. Duke, that's from the request line. I'm not familiar with that. Who's that?
So Shania Twain, her verse hadn't come up yet. She's harmonizing on the chorus there a little. Breland. He's kind of like a crossover artist, little hip hop, little pop, little country. It's from the Twisters soundtrack.
The second movie.
The new one, yeah.
Oh, because she was in the first one too.
Right.
She was what song? Because of the video. She had the video parts of the movie in her video.
Yes.
No one needs to know right now or whatever
I
it's
think
called.
that's the
Something
one.
like that. Look at that, Duke. Wow.
Look at this guy. He's pulling stuff out like crazy.
Shania. Text line 833-401-1440. We might have a spot left for a request if you so choose to. MTR says, there's no way you guys can lose to Eddie today. Bubble bath boy Eddie. Taking a warm bath at 10 a.m. before playing golf makes me sick.
It is a crazy move.
You know, can you imagine that? Just to loosen up his body? He should have a cold tub right after, go back and forth, get those joints
Snip,
loose.
snap, snip, snap.
Yeah. Hey, time now for another edition of Cam and Eggs. And on Fridays, I read it, and I read it cold and blind. And here we go. Welcome to Friends on Friday. Hey, friends, I've made it through my 67-year shift. We're having a 4-part series on Little League Baseball coaches I met when I was a mascot Southwest Jasper Place teams. And this morning, we're going to talk about Mr. Hugh Berry, who coached the second season I was involved. The team was overpass, black and white uniforms. Mr. Berry made sure I had a uniform. He taught me about base coaching on third base. Of course, I wanted to coach right away. Mr. Barry said it would be just too dangerous to put me in the wheelchair in the third base coach's box. I guess he had a point. But we won the championship that year, and in the final, we had a fairly healthy lead for our last at-bat. Mr. Barry's son, Bill, came over to where I sat, and with a red batting helmet, the ones that base coaches wore, put it on my head, and wheeled me to coach third base. Bill, of course, stayed right beside me. I was thrilled, and every player on the team got to have the championship trophy for a week. Mr. Barry made sure I did. He really lit a fire with the base coaching thing. I began studying and watched every third base coach I could. A few years later, Mr. Barry and I watched a baseball game. I kept my eyes on the third base coach all game. He went hands on ears, hands on left elbow, then a tip of the cap. He did that all game. Then with a runner third, game tied, he signaled ear, left elbow. And for the first time in the game, he went to his left back pocket, then the tip of the cap. I knew something was up. I whispered into Mr. Barry's ear, the bunt is on. Sure enough, right-handed batter squared, right around and bunted. Mr. Barry laughed like I have never heard before, and from that day on, whenever he saw me, rather than saying hello, he'd always say at the top of his lungs, the bunt is on! And next week, Coach Brian Wilkes takes my base coaching skills to a new level. That's Cam Tate, another edition of Cam and Eggs, episode 24.
Were you a big guy on the signs playing ball growing up, Kev?
Oh, yeah. Absolutely. Stealing signs, too.
Like when I played minor hardball, my one buddy's dad, Chance Martin, legend, international auctioneer champion, he coached us in baseball for pretty much as long as I can remember. And he was always like, yeah, we're going to steal all the time. So the sign for stealing was if he was standing over by third base and his arms were crossed. That was the steal sign. So he would do it like not just absent-mindedly. It was just like, essentially the steal is always on. The steal is always on.
Just doing it, forgetting. Yeah, nonchalant.
Exactly.
You know, and I think a lot of, I don't know if it was when you played some fastball, Duke, right?
I played quite a bit of men's fastball.
So I don't know, like back in the day when I was younger and playing, and like the catchers didn't wear equipment.
Right.
A mask in your cup and that's it. Mm-hmm. And the catchers didn't call the game. So when I first started catching fastball, you didn't give signals to the pitcher.
Okay.
So you had to
guess what they were throwing at you?
Well, you'd guess, but you kind of, maybe if you were on the same page, you knew what was coming.
You had an idea.
But still, for guys that are throwing at 80 miles an hour,
from 45 feet away.
Yeah, like 2/3 of the distance of Major League Baseball. I often think that was stupid and crazy.
Oh, it was crazy.
And no crazy equipment. And I mean, like, man, my shins took a beating.
I believe it.
With like just dirt balls.
Yeah.
And it's not like you didn't have time to go down and block a ball really as much as they do in Major League Baseball.
Well, if you don't know what's coming.
The other thing too, the most prevalent pitch would be a riser. So it's not getting to the dirt really.
Yeah.
But
the guys that could throw a mean drop ball.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But riser was more of a prevalent pitch, I think so.
Yeah.
You're right though. A lot of guys had good drop balls too. Mm-hmm. And if you had a good change in.
Oh, the one guy that I played with, Dustin Russell, for the old Cumberland Green Tops. He had one of the best changeups ever.
Oh.
Now, listen, there's a double-edged sword. Some of the guys that play in that league can turn on it and
if you're
put
it
400 feet out over the school, the hall's roof. Yeah. Make some really good batters look silly with that good changeup.
Oh yeah, you could make guys look really, really bad on a change. So, when we come back. Matt Larkin from the Daily Faceoff. We're going to talk all things NHL on the Kevin Karius Show. Duke of Delburne, Josh Fenwick on Sports 1440 AM Radio. And we're streaming on YouTube, X, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitch.
Who's that working on the underground utilities over there? All-Star Construction, that's who. What about the street lighting? Yep, All-Star Construction. And the directional drilling, hydrovacking, neighborhood renewal, and telecommunication work? Yep. Since 2009, All-Star Construction has been doing all that and more, shaping and building Edmonton communities for land developers all around Edmonton. That's what All-Star Construction is all about.
Mr. Rooter gets attacked by a Canada goose.
Oh, look at that, another on-time arrival. Nothing stops Mr. Rooter from plumbing on schedule. You gotta be kidding me. Hello, Mr. Goose. I'm Mr. Rooter. Okay. This is what you train for. Through rain, sleet, or goose, the pipes get fixed.
A Honda for a plumber who does whatever it takes. Mr. Rooter.
Divorce is never easy, but Fairway Divorce Solutions can help.
Their clear step-by-step process addressed all our issues, and we moved through the process quickly.
Fairway didn't take sides. They saved us money and heartache.
My ex, the kids, and I feel like we'll all be okay.
At Fairway Divorce Solutions, trained mediators and in-house lawyers will move your divorce process forward in a professional and efficient manner to achieve a fair resolution and separation agreement. Visit fairwaydivorce.com.
This jersey was worn by the legend himself, signed and everything. You can't just wear it. I'm framing it with expressions and images.
Your prized jersey deserves better than the closet. Think expressions and images. Your local custom framer since 91. You name it, we frame it.
It's like a locker room, minus the smell.
Ew.
Kevin Karius brings the banter, the buzz, and the bold sports talk. Weekday mornings from 7 to 11 on Sports 1440, Edmonton's home for sports.
Fuel prices got you down? Subaru's here to pick you up. Subaru's electric and hybrid vehicles will save the day, helping you go further for less. Prefer a gas vehicle? Subaru Crosstrek and Impreza are built to keep costs low without sacrificing capability. Crosstrek was named 2025 Auto Trader Best Subcompact SUV, and Impreza has earned top safety pick recognition for 17 years running. Welcome to Uncommon. Welcome to Subaru. Visit Subaru.ca.
If you're passionate about golf, you probably already know, and you've been waiting. The Quarry is now open, and all 27 holes are in great shape. Book now, get geared up at the Pro Shop, and start swinging at the Quarry. Don't forget about the Granite Grill Restaurant, an unforgettable top-tier venue to host all your events. For rental details or to book your tee time, contact the Quarry today. Edmonton's most popular golf and event venue. Call 477-THE-Q and visit thequarryedmonton.com.
Stories, guests, and insights. This is Sports 1440 and the Kevin Karius Show.
All right, welcome back to the big program. Classic song. Attaboy Duke on Playlist Friday. Time now for the Puck Report, brought to you by Fountain Tire. And at Fountain Tire, we focus on one thing. It is your vehicle. From tires and wheels to oil changes to vehicle repairs, we got you covered. Visit fountaintire.com to book your appointment today as we welcome back Matt Larkin from the Daily Faceoff. Good morning, Matt. You're with Kevin Karius. Once again, thanks for jumping on Sports 1440 this morning. Once again, really appreciate it.
Good morning, Kevin. How you doing, Kevin?
Well, after that song, how can a guy not be toe tapping in these parts, huh? Whoa, it's unbelievable.
Well, it's funny. I can't relate. It's not my genre. I have to say. Maybe it's my Toronto upbringing.
I would think so. Yeah, I think we might have more country bars here in like one little area of Edmonton than you got in the whole metro area, maybe.
I think that's probably true. I can name them on one hand out here.
Oh, but it's a good time. Hey, have you ever been like to the Stampede or anything like that? You know, doing some cowboy stuff?
I have not. I have not been to Alberta in many a year. I have to get back out there. I haven't been to Alberta since I think 2013.
Wow. Well, I mean, if you've ever gone like to something like a rodeo out here, like the Ponoka Rodeo is right before Stampede, and it is, I tell you what, you'd be blown away about the amount of fun that you would have. And it's not what you think. It's a lot of other things. So you would have so much fun. You got to come out and try it. Got to come out. So
bucket list for sure.
Yeah. Anyway, hey, lots of news regarding hockey in Toronto in the off season with the Maple Leafs. What did you make about that? About a 48-hour period in Toronto here, Matt?
Well, what a whirlwind! And I described it as a 31-hour period in which the Leafs went from somewhat of a clown show. I was at that press conference, and it was really something. And then that was at 1 p.m. on Monday, and by 7 p.m. on Tuesday, they were landing the first overall pick in the draft and really opening up many possibilities to correct course for the franchise. So it's been very dramatic, which is very typical of the Leafs.
Can't imagine. So what was that media availability like to be there in person?
Well, I knew going in what the tone was going to be. I knew it was going to be tense and awkward. If you just look at the circumstances surrounding the hirings of John Chayka and Matt Sundin. With Chayka, it's someone who comes in with zero leverage, of course, the penalties he had incurred from the NHL. And when you hire a GM who's been out of the game for 7 years and has been slapped on the wrist for breaking the rules multiple times, it gives off the vibe of patsy, right? Someone that ownership wants to have control over when it comes to big decisions. If this person's coming in with no leverage and happy to be getting a job back in the game at all. And with Matt Sundin, it kind of gives off a similar vibe for different reasons. It's someone that has very little experience, has not worked in an NHL front office at all, has not done what guys like Alexander Steen or Jason Spezza, Rick Nash have done, which is apprentice for years at a time before you move up the ladder in a front office. So you look at the optics of those two hires, and I called it dollar store version of Kyle Dubas and Brendan Shanahan. And by bringing in those two, it just connoted to me that Keith Pelly and MLSE ownership was trying to maintain creative control over what they do with the team. Now, it doesn't mean that's going to be the case. It just means that Chayka and Sundin have the burden of proof in this case. They have to show that they are worthy hires, and maybe they will, maybe they won't, but the optics were not great.
Matt Larkin from the Daily Faceoff with us here on Sports 1440. Do you think other GMs across the league are going to hesitate to deal with John Chayka because of his past?
I think there will be some trepidation, and there have been plenty of whispers about his reputation, but at the same time, I kind of treat it the way I treat my approach to fantasy sports trades, which is if the offer is good enough, you put aside your emotion and your feelings and you do what's best for your own team. So as long as Chayka makes the right moves and makes the right appeals to his trade partners, that shouldn't matter. And if it does, then that's, I think, a failing on the part of the other GMs.
What about handling agents, players? Is this a fresh start for him? How does he deal with that, you think?
I think it is a fresh start. I mean, he did make 41 trades in 4 years during his time as GM of the Arizona Coyotes. So I think there's maybe a little bit of exaggeration in terms of how blacklisted he is in terms of dealing with the other members of the GM population. He was still able to get some deals done, and that would have been when word of the penalties was already starting to trickle through. So it's not impossible. And I do think in terms of player relations, having Matt Sundin aboard is going to be crucial there. He's coming in as the culture setter, and I think he is, to a person, really respected, even if he's not experienced. I think everyone likes Sundin. Everyone realizes he's someone who, as well as anybody, handled the leadership duties in this market very well during his time here.
So you go from where the tent's not big enough for the circus with that availability to winning the draft lottery. Maybe just the reaction that you caught from Leaf fans, just the media, everyone in Toronto by winning the number one bingo ball.
Yeah, well, first of all, I can say if anyone thinks the draft lottery is rigged, I genuinely think less of you as a person. Yeah. I think, as I jokingly tweeted, I put those people in the same bucket as people who base their life decisions on horoscopes. So please don't be one of those people.
But I don't understand it either.
Yeah, I don't. But overall, I think what it really does for the Leafs, it just opens up possibilities, right? So it means you can make a stronger pitch to Austin Matthews to think about staying, right? Because obviously we're going to come out that he's really not sure about his future, even with 2 years left on his deal. So you can offer him the chance to hang around and be part of something new with his new possible Mitch Marner replacement. And I think if you're looking at Gavin McKenna, there are a lot of similarities there. Playmaking winger who makes a lot of people around him better. Marner better defensively, but you can squint and make that comparison for sure. But also, it opens up different possibilities for the Leafs in terms of, do they want to start over completely? If Matthews doesn't want to be part of the next phase, maybe they trade him and they get even more young assets, picks, prospects, and they kind of reset everything. That's another way you can go. And there is a third or fourth way you can go. Just having McKenna, if you're projecting him to be the pick, or Ivar Stenberg, both guys are good enough to jump right to the NHL. And that could give you the possibility of trading someone like a William Nylander, for example, to try and get help on defense. So I think overall, it's just an extremely lucky break. And as I wrote this week, it's, Chayka and Sundin coming in, their first hand at the poker table, they get pocket aces dealt to them.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
it's a stroke of luck. They have many different ways they can go with what this pick opens up for them.
As you know, Stephen Ellis on DFO, and we had Stephen on, by the way, on Tuesday. No, I guess it was Wednesday, pardon me, after the draft lottery. And, you know that he has McKenna ranked number one. Others don't. Where are you sitting? What do you think they do with this number one pick if they keep it?
Yeah, I've heard some ridiculous things with people trying to whisper that the Leafs have McKenna as far down as fifth on their board. I don't believe that at all.
Yeah.
John Chayka told us this week, I was there in the scrum. He said we haven't even had a scouting meeting yet. So anyone trying to leak something like that is lying, in my opinion. I can still believe the notion that the Leafs could have Ivar Stenberg first and McKenna second, because Stenberg has a lot of the same skills as McKenna, but is a better all-around player. The thing is, though, Stenberg doesn't have the ceiling as McKenna. McKenna has the superstar 100-point scorer ceiling, and I don't think it's something you overthink, especially if you're coming in as a new GM and you're feeling the public pressure. I don't think you want a galaxy brain the first overall pick. It'd be the equivalent of if the Leafs had taken Patrick Laine, right, 10 years ago. I just don't think you do it. So I believe if the draft is today, the Leafs do take Gavin McKenna.
You know, I'm going back to 2012 here in Edmonton, and in the sense, Matt, that draft where the Oilers had the number one pick and they took Nail Yakupov. At the time, you know, it was a draft where people were going, okay, these are good players, but they're not those game-breaking type of, and generational players. I don't think these are either. But everyone was saying maybe you should trade down. Maybe, you know, there's an opportunity to go down and acquire some other assets. Do you think not only the Leafs, but maybe some of these teams up top might go, you know, we can push down a slot or two and be still quite happy with what we get?
I don't fully agree. I think if you look at the 2012 draft class, it was Ryan Murray was there and Griffin Reinhart, Alex Galchenyuk, right? That class was, everyone knew that there was no consensus number one, but I think in this class, there's a clear top two. It's McKenna and Stenberg, and there's a big drop-off after those two. So if you're picking in the top two, you're getting a player who's supposed to be a franchise-level superstar. And Gavin McKenna, the rate he scored at major junior as a 16-year-old was higher than what Connor Bedard was doing. And his numbers were quote-unquote down this year, but that's because he was playing against grown men, 20-year-olds, 21-year-olds, 22-year-olds in the NCAA. So I think people are actually underrating McKenna's ceiling. That said, I do think if you're the San Jose Sharks, you're in a different position because you've already picked in the top four of the draft. I think, 3 years in a row? This would be a fourth year in a row. You got Will Smith, Malcolm Celebrini, and then Michael Misa. And that's a team that's knocking on the door of making the playoffs. They already have a really stacked prospect pool. So if I'm the Sharks, I am considering shopping that pick to bring in someone that can help you right away because you're ready to level this team up. You already have a big-time superstar, Malcolm Celebrini. I think they want to try and make the playoffs next year.
Matt Larkin with us on the Kevin Karius Show. Last night, Carolina goes 3-0 up on Philadelphia. This is as easy of a path as they can get to the Stanley Cup final if things go like they are and they're playing like they are. Maybe just touch on what you've seen in the play of the Hurricanes, and is this their year?
Well, it's funny. You could now load a clip of me talking last year or the year before or the year before or the year before, because we know what the Carolina Hurricanes are in the first two rounds of the playoffs. They're an unstoppable wagon. They're extremely deep. They're extremely disciplined. They play just a relentless, energetic, tilting style under Rod Brindamore. They get strong goaltending from Freddie Anderson. Again, this is us playing the recording of the last 5 years, right? This is who they always are at the beginning of the playoffs. The question is, will we see what happened in round three? Will we see the same thing that happens to them every year, which is suddenly their lack of a marquee superstar scorer is apparent, and suddenly their goaltending wilts, right? So it's just a matter of with Carolina, it's, hey, yes, they're dominating, but we expected that this early in the playoffs. It's a matter of proving that they can finally go all the way. They certainly do look fantastic. And I do think the emergence of Logan Stankoven just gives them another element that makes them so dangerous. But it comes down a lot to Freddie Anderson to me. He's having arguably the best 7 games ever by a goaltender in the first 7 games of a postseason. But we've seen him do this before, and then he gets out-dueled in the conference final. So Carolina, they just got to show it to us. They got to prove that they can do it.
How impressive is the job that, say, Eric Tulsky and the organization has done in the sense of when you look at teams out here, and I think I had it on yesterday, Matt, Carolina has more first-round draft picks in the next 3 years than Colorado, Edmonton, Dallas, and Vegas combined. Or it's the same. I think it could be 4 by those 4 teams. So how impressive is that?
It really is. And not only that they have options for the future, but also that they have many of their core players, whether it's Stan Coburn or Seth Jarvis and on and on and on, they're all locked up to team-friendly contracts with deferred money. And Carolina's farm system, their young crop of players, Jackson Blake, Bradley Nadeau, Alexander Nikishin, they're all good too. So they are a model franchise in that they are very rare in walking the line between perennial contention, but also not cleaning out their farm system. It's very hard to do. Usually the life cycle is if you're a great team for a long time, you have nothing left in your farm system by the end of your window of contention. But Carolina is kind of a unicorn that way.
Yeah, it's unreal. Hey, your view of Edmonton and the situation here moving forward in the off season from a couple thousand miles away, Matt. Lots of changes, big changes from the top, coaching, everything. You know, the mic's yours. What do you think happens here in the next bit?
I think you need to see extreme urgency from Stan Bowman, assuming he maintains his post, because Connor McDavid signed a 2-year deal, and people can say, no, we're confident he's going to stay. He'll be an Oiler for life. Again, he signed a 2-year deal. Obviously, he's not that confident, and he wants to see a team in front of him that can really make a run at the Stanley Cup. You need to appease him. That's extremely important, and he's already kind of dropped hints that he needs to see more, and so did Leon Draisaitl. And there seems to be a polarizing debate. Oh, it's goaltending. No, it's defensive play. They have to fix one or the other. It's not one or the other. It's both. I think they need to stop this nickel and dime business with finding every discount goaltender they can, and they need to get serious and chase a more experienced goalie, because they can't keep going back to the well and going with your Tristan Jarrys and your Connor Ingrams and your Stuart Skinners and your Calvin Pickers. It has not worked. It's time to take a swing, whether that's trying to trade for Linus Ullmark or Jordan Binnington or Connor Hellebuck. Get desperate. Try something big, because what you're doing is not working. And, of course, they have to clean up their own play, especially the penalty kill.
Yeah. Well, they've chased goaltending for a long time. They thought Jack Campbell was going to be the guy. And basically since then, they've been chasing, and it hasn't worked out. So, hey, Matt, as always, thanks for your time. Really appreciate it. Enjoy the rest of round number 2 and the playoffs as they continue. As always, thanks for coming on.
Thanks, Kevin. Appreciate it.
That's Matt Larkin from the Daily Faceoff and our Puck Report, brought to you by Fountain Tire. And at Fountain Tire, we focus on one thing. It is your vehicle. Check them out at fountaintire.com. When we come back, we're going to switch gears, talk a little baseball with Jensen Lewis, By the Books, and VSiN Live on the Kevin Karius Show with the Duke of Delburne, Josh Fenwick on Sports 1440 AM radio. We're streaming on YouTube, X, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitch.
It's coming. An unstoppable force that will turn your home into the Sweatbox.
Don't live in a summer blockbuster. Pro Solutions is your one-call solves-it-all expert for AC repairs, tune-ups, and new installations. With fast appointments and flexible financing, we'll make sure your home story has a comfortable ending. AC season is coming soon, so book today.
Lock in pre-season pricing today.
Visit prosolutionsinc.ca to schedule your service today.
Come for Canada's largest trade shows, the biggest names in entertainment, exhilarating sporting events, and more. And stay for the experience at the Edmonton Expo Centre. Looking for the perfect place to host your next big event? From trade shows to galas, meetings, and concerts, the Edmonton Expo Centre has the space, event expertise, and service to make your next event unforgettable. With over 522,000 square feet of flexible event space, in-house catering, and operational expertise, they bring your biggest vision to life. Learn more at EdmontonExpoCenter.com today.
Hey there, I'm in the Fountain Tire sidecar, making a list of the things I'm doing this spring. 1. Saving you money, with up to 20% off select tires until June 13th. 2. Water skiing, tricky in a sidecar, but fun. And 3. Saving you more money, with mail-in rebates of up to $100 off a set of 4 select tires and $50 off a $150 service with the purchase of 4 select tires. Oh, that's 4 things. Oh well. Restrictions apply. Book online at fountaintire.com. Fountain Tire. We're on this road together, Canada.
Getting your vehicle sparkling clean doesn't have to cost a fortune. Take it into Hughes today and pay just loonies a wash.
Find us at HughesCarWash.com.
McValue meals are here. Get the McD's you love for $5 plus tax every day with your choice of a McDouble, junior chicken, or chicken snack wrap with small fries and small fountain drink. All for just $5 plus taxes. Canadian restaurants. Product availability varies. Prices exclude delivery.
From the first pitch to the final out, catch Toronto Blue Jays baseball games live right here. Don't miss a moment of Blue Jays baseball this season. Sports 1440 is proud to be the home of Blue Jays baseball.
Alan Olson Auctions presents the first annual Camrose Consignment Auction. Open now for online bidding through May 12th at alanolsonauction.com. This huge two-ring auction includes sales for Camrose Auto Wreckers, Bow Rain Holdings, and a large variety of farm equipment, lumber, automotives, livestock handling equipment, and miscellaneous items. And includes a partial dispersal for A1 Septic and a closeout sale for anytime towing. For more info, call Alan Olson Auctions at 780-672-2434 or visit alanolsonauction.com today.
O'Hanlon Paving is looking for finished skid steer operators, finished grader operators, Class 1 drivers, and more to join their Edmonton Road Crew team. Bring your positive attitude and great work ethic to their job fair today from 10 until 3. Visit ohanlonpaving.com/careers.
Canadian Tire's Big Spring Tire Sale is back. Save up to 25% on quality tire brands including Continental, Michelin, Motomaster, and Pirelli until May 21st. Conditions apply. Details online.
You're listening to Sports 1440 and watch us on YouTube, Facebook, and X.
Sports 24/7. We are Sports 1440.
All right, welcome back to the big program, 9:40 in Edmonton. Time now for the game of the day, brought to you by St. Albert Dodge, where you can land a 2026 Jeep Compass 4x4 for under $37,000. It's got the 8.4-inch touchscreen, active lane management, Apple CarPlay, much, much more, including the rear backup camera, the alarm, and everything else. About 24 of them in stock right now at stalbertdodge.com as we welcome back Jensen Lewis from By the Books and V's and Live. Good morning, Jensen. You're with Kevin Karius. As always, thanks for jumping on Sports 1440 this morning, big guy. Really appreciate it.
Great to see you, brother. Happy May. I can't believe we're a month and change already through the big league season. Off and rolling here, and a lot of storylines for sure.
No kidding. I have to start with the Jays because they're opening up a series with the LA Angels. And I said earlier on the show that my first question to you when we have this interview would be, Jensen, if you had 5 minutes alone to sit down with Vladimir Guerrero, what would you say to him in those 5 minutes to maybe get him going here?
I would say that, hey, you're our guy, and don't try and make everything up at once. Again, the body of work for the year, Kev, I know people have stratospheric expectations, and rightfully so, the way that he not only finished last year and the body of work from 2025, signing the life-changing and franchise-changing extension, but headed into the year with that momentum, and now without kind of a running mate in Bo Bichette, even more expectations. So I'm sure there's a little bit of pressure there. Not having lineup protection with Alejandro Kirk behind him now for a handful of weeks, I'm sure has changed how opposing pitching staffs want to try and attack him. Maybe trying to expand the zone more so than he traditionally would. All that being said, we're still in the fight here, and there's still a long way to go. So almost would tell him, hey, deep breath, big guy. Let's come back home. Let's have a great homestand. Let's just put a series together. Let's think in small parts, put a series together, and create that positive momentum here north of the border.
Yeah, string a few at-bats together kind of thing, too, for him. Can a player try too hard? As you said, without Bo Bichette and Kirk here, can he go, I'm putting too much or trying to put too much on my shoulders here, Jensen?
Sure. And makes sense. It does not help when you run into the buzzsaw that's been the Tampa Bay Rays here as of late. So, the recency bias really stinks because they've pretty much limited every offense they've faced the last 2 weeks. So you take it for what it's worth. I think you keep that world view, though, of we're a really good ball club. We still have some guys that are working their way back. We've got opportunities to improve. And as I said, there's something Terry Francona always said during his tenure here in Cleveland was, we're just trying to win a series. I don't care about tomorrow. I don't care about what happened yesterday. we take what we learned, and all we can control is today. So as cliche as that is, it is very, very true in our game. We respect the marathon of the season. So go out, have a good night, give Dylan Cease some early run support, and go and try and get a series opening win.
Yeah, for sure. Jensen Lewis with us here on Sports 1440. I mean, where would the Jays be without Kaz Okamoto? And then you think about what Munetaka Murakami's doing in Chicago. I mean, these are two guys that came over from Japan here that are just tearing the cover off the ball, Jensen.
Yeah, hard to look at Munetaka Murakami as a rookie because, he has the experience, but we understand why. He's classified here in the big leagues that way. You're right, though, as huge an impact for the Chicago White Sox, and a big reason why they are right in the thick of things there in the American League Central. Let's talk a little Kaz Okamoto here, because it has been that adjustment that's been documented now where he's moved back in the batter's box a little bit. I'm sure the early exposure to the heightened velocity here stateside was something that was giving him some trouble. So a good job out of the player for making that adjustment, moving back a little bit. And outside of anyone else here the last week or so, he's been the best position player as far as a guy hitting here in big league baseball. Obviously a huge boost for the club. Now it's starting to get that bottom going, right? Ernie Clement, Andres Jimenez, trying to fill out, what has unfortunately been a lot of injury issues for John Schneider and company to work through. Think about this, Kev. When this offense is rolling, it was a healthy Alejandro Kirk, a healthy Addison Barger, who was so big for them atop that lineup in the top 3 and 4, and then still getting Nathan Lucas back, who was actually hitting really well before that hamstring injury. So I think John Schneider had said, we can't have nice things. As soon as someone gets going, they get injured. And it's just one of those things you deal with early in the season.
Yeah, you're right. And then the injuries, they're in the same boat they were last year, basically. They were 16 and 20, and then they turned it on. So we'll see what happens with the Jays. And you mentioned, as far as Murakami, he's got 14 home runs, and they're doing the things on the south side of Chicago here where you'd say they're letting the young guys play. Is that a fair assessment?
I would say so. Still an offense that leaves a lot to be desired. And, again, they're not a juggernaut scoring wise by any stretch. Still have their issues with batting average, but they're getting on base a lot, and you get traffic. All it takes is 1 or 2 big swings, and you can make it turn around. I think the thing that stands out, Kev, is their rotation has been outstanding and way ahead of expectations, I think, from the outside looking in. Davis Martin has elevated himself to not only a staff ace, but if you look at where he is statistically amongst some of the best in just the American League itself, as far as pitching wins above replacement are concerned, he's third only to Cam Schlittler and Max Fried. And that just kind of tells you how dominant he has been here in 2026. The back end there, they get Sean Burke, who's going tonight. The youngster and Noah Schultz, the big left-hander, has been a nice addition. And they actually have a semblance of being able to shorten games with their bullpen. I think you guys, of course, saw Sir Anthony Dominguez, such a key cog in the Blue Jays attack out of their pen last year in a setup role and even closing some games out. But he has been great. Grant Taylor, Sean Newcomb, they're pretty viable from a pitching standpoint. If they get any semblance of uptick in offense, watch out. I mean, they're just 2 games out of first place. And the gift that keeps on giving, Kev, here in the AL Central, first team to 85 usually wins this division. Exactly. And so, hey, they're treading water and they're staying in the fight much earlier, I think, than people anticipated.
You hear anything with Shane Smith, Jensen, their opening day starter, who just had control problems early?
Yeah, nothing that has really surfaced where you're like, oh, okay, no, he's coming along here. But you're right. I mean, you looked at that guy and thought, wow, what a steal for them last year. He could be heading this rotation for years to come. And to be honest, Kev, he still could. It's the beauty of when you take your lumps early in your career and you have to go down and correct a few things. Sometimes those are the best lessons early so that you get it figured out, you come back to the big leagues, and then you stay there for good.
Yeah, Jensen Lewis with us from V's Live by the Books on the Kevin Karius Show here on Sports 1440. So let's stay in Chicago. What the hell's going on at Wrigley Field with the Cubbies here, Jensen? Wow.
This is the product of when you have balance, when you have depth. I mean, remember, they signed Peter Armstrong to the 9-figure extension. He's sitting like 7th and 8th for them. That should tell you all you need to know of how great their offense and how deep it's been. So last year, Kev, I know you and I talked a lot about how Alex Bregman was so important to the Boston Red Sox success, not only for lineup continuity, but as a Gold Glove defender at third, and then the clubhouse presence. I am 100% bought in that has been one of the biggest, if not the single biggest difference maker for the Chicago Cubs from last year to this year. You're already looking at tweaks and approaches where I'm sure guys have had conversations with him. Heck, you saw PCA with Team USA in the World Baseball Classic. He was kind of attached to the hip a little bit, just soaking everything in. And why not for a guy who's been able to do it, upwards of over a decade and a half. So I think he's been crucial. What I'm fascinated by is now that they've had a couple of injuries, and particularly in the rotation, Cade Horton was the big blow there, lose him for the year. We just see Matthew Boyd go down with just chalk it up to one of the more bizarre injuries, just trying to play with his kids. And all of a sudden we've got a meniscus issue. So losing him for several weeks, I think is going to test this group. That is what I'm focused on moving forward. This is a pretty big road trip for Chicago upcoming here. You go deep in the heart of Texas to take on the Rangers, who just got swatted by the Yankees. Then they got to go to Atlanta, arguably best team in Big League Baseball. And then those Cubs across town for the rivalry series. So anxious to see how they weather the real challenge to their starting pitching depth here for the next 4 to 5 weeks.
Yeah. And when you look at what they've, again, just so much balance in their order. And you said PCA, again, he's batting 7, 8, 9. So they've got so much balance there. And they're a fun team to watch. By the way, I'm not sure, did you ever get to pitch at Wrigley, Jensen?
Oh, yeah. It's again, and depending on when you go, Kevin, there is times you want to be there and certainly times you don't. When it's hot and humid and the wind's blowing out, forget it. You might as well underhand it. It doesn't matter. You want everyone to try and swing and miss. But when it's cold, the wind's blowing in, you can't get to the mound fast enough because it doesn't matter how hard you hit it. It ain't going out. So what a unique day in and day out. You never kind of get the same thing back-to-back series. A lot of fun there on the north side, especially in the afternoons.
I wasn't sure with interleague and everything with how the schedule was back when you were pitching, but I'm just kind of looking at the Yankees possibly calling up Spencer Jones on the weekend. And they've been talking about this for a while to have, 2 twin towers, 6'7", 6'8" guys in the outfield. And I think Dominguez is on the IL now. So that opens up a little spot for him. Expectations, if he does come up on the weekend, what do you think here?
Yeah, it sounds like they've made that official as of this morning. And, when you get Giancarlo Stanton back, that's a get off the bus crew. I might as well be the New York Giants getting off on an NFL game. But I would say the uniqueness of where he was just a ballyhooed prospect a couple of years ago, and then we saw the issues with the swing and miss. Those are still prevalent, but there have been adjustments here. And I'm anxious to see now that you make that really large jump from AAA pitching to big league pitching, where will Aaron Boone hit? I would imagine they're going to hit him towards the bottom third of the order just to get his feet wet. But when you've got Judge and Bellinger going, and I'm kind of keeping an eye on this Ben Rice injury too, because he's been about as good, if not better, than Judge so far this year. Yeah. You get those 3 guys going, and then we just alluded to with the Cubs. When you got that kind of depth and you've got that bopper that can change a game with one swing in the bottom of third of your order, I mean, that is an embarrassment of riches, to say the least. So anxious to see initial scouting reports here, Kev, and then how the league adjusts if Spencer Jones has some early success.
What's he kind of like? I saw him in spring training a little bit. And is it more of I don't know how to explain his swing. Is it more of a loopier swing, or because it's not compact, is it?
No, I mean, you're loaded up, and man, if you run into it, it's going to go a long way. I mean, it's light tower power. And I think that's kind of the dichotomy here is you have the chance for a lot of free air conditioning with swing and miss capability. But if you miss, it's loud noises all over the ballpark for sure.
Yeah. And I mean, what better guy to sort of take him under his wing than Aaron Judge here?
Yeah, and hey, if he gets the starting lineup, if he gets into the lineup tonight for your big league debut, hey, here's Jacob Mizorowski for 103, right down the chute. Good luck, man. I mean, no better way to get baptized than triple digits at the big league level.
I'm just looking at some initial lineups, and I know it's still early here, but I got him as DHing tonight.
Perfect.
So, that takes a little heat off him too. He can just concentrate on that. As we wrap up here, Jensen, anything top of mind that you want to get to that I maybe didn't ask you yet?
I would say that a couple of things certainly stand out. How about this? Can I say this? The second place Washington Nationals as we start play today. I did not have that one on my bingo card. I think looking at the St. Louis Cardinals, another great story out of the National League Central, a big win for them yesterday on the West Coast over San Diego. And the Pittsburgh Pirates, they were a pick for me to be the last wild card team. They look for real, Kevin. I am very bought in. I was before the year on their pitching staff. I'm more emboldened by what I've seen and the uptick in the offense. I'm sorry, but if they get in the playoffs, I don't think anyone wants anything to do with Paul Skeens game 1 and then pick a name out of a hat for game 2. It's going to be unbelievable if they make their way in.
Yeah. What is it about Washington that you think? I mean, CJ Abrams is always going to be there, and Wood at the top of the order. What do you like about that squad?
Yeah, I don't know if it's sustainable because their rotation is not very good. Back into their bullpen has had several issues, but they just seem to get some timely hitting, and they've had to win some shootouts here. They are the number 4 scoring offense right now, Kev, in Big League Baseball. Top 12 in homers. Hey, CJ Abrams is having an outstanding season. I would not be shocked if they do regress here, that he is a name that gets talked about a lot at the trade deadline for teams looking for that, not only middle of the order, but middle of the diamond help for that pennant run.
Hey, Jensen, did you see what happened to the Philadelphia Phillies when they got rained out there about a week and a half ago or so?
I did not. What do we got?
They went to the Flyers game.
Oh, my God. That's right, because they got booed.
They got booed.
That's right. I remember that. Oh, God. Did they get booed as loud as the Edmonton front office got booed after the Oilers bowed out? Now, I know, sore subject.
Probably not, Jensen. But they got booed that day, and then the next day they had to play the doubleheader.
That's right.
2 walk-off wins. So the
they
Flyers
got their act together.
The Flyers fans got them going. That's what happens.
Great.
Hey, Jensen, always love talking ball with you. Thanks for coming on. Enjoy this weekend's games, and we'll chat soon.
Likewise. Thanks, Kev. Have a good one.
That's Jensen Lewis. Buy the books, VSiN Live. Great information. Go check him out on VSiN Live. I mean, he's got, besides the baseball angle, it's obviously odds and this and that and the betting. I always like talking more ball stuff with Jensen because he's as good as it gets when it comes to the baseball knowledge. And that was the game of the day, brought to you by St. Albert Dodge, where again the 2026 2500 Black Express packages are here. Check them out at stalbertdodge.com. When we come back, hey, it's 10 o'clock. The 10 o'clock hour is ahead of us. It's Friday. That means one thing and one thing only, golfing with the G-Man. Gary Meyer has graced us with his presence in studio. That's for the Country Club Tour. That's coming up right after the break. We've got Greg Schubert coming on from the Belvedere Golf and Country Club. Before all that, time now for a Sports 1440 update brought to you by AWS Welding Supplies in Nisku, product sales, servicing, calibrating, free same-day delivery of in-stock items to Leduc, Nisku, and South Edmonton. Your one-stop shop for all things welding. That's awswelding.ca. Here is the Duke.
The Sports 1440 update.
Pair of games in the Stanley Cup playoffs tonight. Montreal will try and pull even with the Sabres in Game 2 of their Eastern Conference. A matchup pucked up just after 5 o'clock. From Western New York. And in the nightcap, series shifts to Anaheim to the Ducks and Golden Knights, all tied at 1. Puck drop just after 7:30. In the PWHL, both series in action tonight as the Fleet head to Ottawa against the Charge, and Montreal with a 2-1 series lead take on the Frost from Minnesota. In the association, Knicks head to Philly to take on the Sixers, leading that best of 7, 2-0 tip-off at 5 o'clock. And at 7:30, Minnesota hosting the San Antonio Spurs for game number 3. That series tied up at 1. 2026 campaign of the WNBA tipping off tonight, including the inaugural game for the Toronto Tempo. They're at home taking on Washington. Tip off at 5:30 from the 6. Elsewhere, Connecticut in New York and Seattle hosting Golden State. Full slate of games once again in the majors, including the Blue Jays opening a set against the Angels. First pitch coming just after 5 o'clock from downtown Toronto. It'll be Dylan Cease on the bump for the Bluebirds. You can catch that game right here on Sports 1440, joined in progress at the conclusion of the Jason Greger Show. Elsewhere, Nationals playing the Marlins. Rays in Boston. Tigers up against the Royals. Cubbies play the Texas Rangers. Yankees are in Milwaukee. And in the nightcap, LA Dodgers playing the Atlanta Braves. Coming up in hour 4 of the Kevin Karius Show, we'll be joined by longtime golf pro Gary Meyer, as well as Greg Schubert from the Belvedere Golf and Country Club. I'm Brandon Douglas, Liquor Sports 1440 Update.
Sports 1440, the Stingray radio station. CKJR broadcasts from West Edmonton Mall and Wetaskiwin.
Download the free Stingray music app and listen wherever you go.
What's that? Is that actually spring? Like no snow squalls or bad weather tomorrow? It's actually spring? Well, GS Construction welcomes the warmer weather because that means we can really get to work. Now, it doesn't matter if there was bad weather. This is our time to shine, but we can't do it without good people to do that work. That's why GS Construction is hiring pipe layers, topmen, and heavy equipment operators. If you want to join a team who loves their work, visit gsconstruction.ca today.
Your protein drink should work as hard as you do. That's why Booster Juice is hitting the gym harder than ever, brother. Meet your new gym buddies, the Way Too Good and Green Gains Booster Mixers. 2 new ripped and refreshing menu options that bench some serious protein. Perfect for pre or post workout. Way Too Good and Green Gains Booster Mixers taste like motivation. So what are you waiting for? Let's go!
Booster Juice. Canadian born, blending since 1999.
Hi, Mike here from Northgate Chevrolet Buick GMC. No one's ever accused car shopping to be fun. I mean, think about it. Awkward standoffs to get a price. Let me go talk to my manager. Dealers asking for your credit card, then melting your phone if you say no. See, not fun. At Northgate, I promise you a different experience. We make it fun. And you will like us, I promise. 0% financing, a great selection of new and pre-owned units. So for some fun, stop in today. 13215 97th Street or visit us online at northgategm.com.
You're in Northgate country.
Good to go. With Mortgages to Go, you'll be good to go. MortgagesToGo.ca says yes when the banks say no. That's why Alberta has trusted Mortgages to Go for over 23 years. If you need cash and have equity in your home, you're approved instantly, guaranteed. Call 1-888-888-5998. That's 1-888-888-5998. With Mortgages to Go, you'll say, I'm good to go.
Oh, Canada. Jiffy Lube is here to keep you moving through mornings like these. Full synthetic oil changes, quality Pennzoil products, tire checks, battery tests, and everything else your car needs to get through our winters. Stop by Jiffy Lube for fast, easy, warranty-approved service. No appointment, no hassle. Just dependable service right when you need it. Jiffy Lube, keeping you moving through this.
Hey, Gary, is that your dad?
No, this is Evan, the new sales rep I hired.
Oh.
First impressions matter, but when hair loss takes over, it can feel like you're not being seen for the maverick you truly are. Hi, I'm Dr. Vance Elliott. At Advanced Hair and Skin Surgery, we know that hair loss is more than just a cosmetic issue. It's personal. Let's discuss all the cutting-edge options available so you can make a great impression every time.
Book a free consultation today at drvanceelliott.com.
Have your sports curiosity cured with the Kevin Karius Show. This is Sports 1440.
All right, welcome back to the big program. 10:02 in Edmonton on a Friday. That means our final hour of the Kevin Karius Show is golfing with the G-Man, Gary Myers, into the studio for the Country Club Tour. I want to mention about the CCT's Callaway Fitting Day at Goose Hummock. It's coming up, and it's a custom fitting event with the Quantum Callaways featuring the Tri-Force, and it's at Goose Hummock. Coming up Friday, May the 29th from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. So go see Dave at Goose Hummock, and you can check out the countryclubtour.com and book now, and you can book any tee time that you would like. indoors, outdoors, whatever you like, at the CCT as we welcome in Gary Meyer. Good morning, Gary.
Yeah.
What's the matter? Oh, no. What happened now?
Well, no, I'm a big dilemma. Big
Okay,
dilemma.
what is it?
Well, it's the acreage. I'm not sure what, I'm thinking of selling. I've had some people looking, and I don't know. Was up there yesterday.
You just, what? It's just tough working or what?
Well, no, it's, you can take the boy out of the country, but you can't take the country out of the boy. And being, from the farm and that stuff. I was out there yesterday. It was 2 mallards. I had a couple of Canada geese. I've had moose. I've had coyotes, fox, rabbits,
But you're
mule
a country
deer.
guy, dude. You're a country guy,
Yeah.
Gary. Like,
I had a wedge fur out there the other
What's
day.
that?
Huh?
A what? A wedge fur?
Wedge fur.
What's a wedge for?
Well, shots from 100 yards in usually,
I knew that was
beside
coming, Gary. I knew
But
that was coming.
I'm here all week. Try the liver.
Try the veal, isn't it?
Yeah, it's the veal. But it depends where you are.
It reminds me whenever you do stuff like that, it reminds me of Rodney Dangerfield.
Oh, yeah.
And you loved his comedy,
Oh,
obviously.
yeah. Hey, Wang, what are you doing? It's a parking lot. Come on.
Enough with the pictures, Wang.
Yeah. Hey, it's a private club, Wang. Don't tell me you're Jewish. Oh, look at this. What is got a free bowl of soup with a hat like this? That looks good on you, though.
Yeah. But then the bartender said, hey, do you know how to make a gimlet or whatever? And you know how to make a shoe stink?
Yeah.
But it reminded me because I saw a clip of Rodney Dangerfield was Johnny Carson.
Yeah.
Think about those two guys.
Oh, God.
I mean, going back and forth. So they're sitting there and Rodney Dangerfield said something to the extent of that, my wife told me I got to quit smoking. So I said, well, let's compromise here, So I just have a cigarette after sex. And she goes, okay. And he says, I'm on the same pack as I was in 1975. He said, do you think that's a problem? She's up to 2 packs a day.
He said, I come home early one day. There's a naked guy running through my backyard. I said, hey, what are you doing? He said, you came home early.
The finalists for the Hart Trophy just announced. We got to get to that. And it's Connor McDavid, Nikita Kucherov, and Nathan McKinnon. So this is from the Professional Hockey Writers.
Right.
The Ted Lindsay's by the players.
Yep.
So this is a different award, and this is most valuable to his team.
Yep.
Ted Lindsay's outstanding player, if you want to call it that.
Right.
And again, so it's a little different because the last one by the players, it was Kucherov, McDavid, and Macklin Celebrini. So here's the difference. So Celebrini is for the Ted Lindsay, Nathan McKinnon for the Hart. So
Okay.
most valuable to his team. Just a tiny little difference. So.
Yeah, I see that. Okay. Why don't they change the Norris to the Bobby Orr?
Well, we talked about that, or just have 2 trophies. Why you can have 2?
Yeah.
Have the highest scoring defenseman.
Yep.
And he can win both.
Sure.
Sometimes the
I'm
highest
happy with
scoring
it.
defenseman,
Yeah.
could be, say someone like Makar or McKinnon or certain Makar or Bouchard or Hughes or a higher scoring defenseman has a great year defensively.
Yep.
And then
Well, that's going to show in his plus minus, right?
Yeah.
So it's pretty simple. Pretty simple.
Um,
So anyway, the other day I sent you a note and I said, how's your game? And you said, I was happy. So what, didn't play or what?
No.
Oh.
I played on Sunday with the boys at the ranch
And
had a fine round. I was happy with it.
Oh, okay.
And then, but you thought I was playing with Laura.
Oh,
no.
That's why I thought you were happy.
Not quite.
Oh,
No.
okay. Oh, Laura, did you hear that? Hey, Laura?
She
I'd
hears everything.
Yeah, I'd be packing the stuff up right now.
Right now.
Get
Why
that
not?
64 Rambler station wagon right there.
Blair says, if that was supposed to sound like Rodney Dangerfield, then I look like Fabio. So he wasn't happy. You had a little Ukrainian in there. You're sort of a cross Nestor Pister,
Well,
Rodney
sorry.
Dangerfield.
You know,
Hey,
what do you want at this price level? For $150 a month? What do you? Huh? You want Elvis in here all of a sudden?
did you think that the Elvis impersonator looked like Louis DeBrusque toasted
Oh,
the town?
as soon as he walked in.
Yeah.
Well, I said to you, I
Yeah.
said, doesn't he look like Louis?
I
And then you called Lou up.
yeah. I think Louis was mad because I did that, but
Well, yeah, it's okay. You've been punched out before.
could you imagine taking a right from Louis right now?
No,
Oh,
no.
wow.
Well,
I'll go right
there
through you.
was 3 guys there. There was Lou, there was Sean Bell,
McIntyre.
and Steve McIntyre. How'd you like one of those three guys? And I said, here's the deal, folks. Tonight, we're going to auction off the opportunity. We're going to get these three guys together. They're going to come to your neighborhood and beat the living out of your neighbor. So bid it up. Speaking of golf, did you know Josh shot 90 at Broadmoor?
Who?
Josh.
Oh.
Yeah. He whistled it around there in even bogeys.
Josh Fenwick.
Well, I said it first.
Oh. Yeah, but I mean, I never thought that would be possible.
Well, no, he was. Yeah, he's
when was this, Josh? The other day or what?
Yeah, this was on Wednesday night.
Wow.
I put an ugly snowman up on 2, and then I rattled off 4 straight pars.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Oh boy. Wow.
Geez, so he goes.
I was piping the ball, to be fair.
So you go 5. No, is that a par 5 or the long par 4 still?
Hole 3 is that long par 4.
Yeah.
And then par 5 is that, and then 5 is that straightaway par 5, or 4 is that straightaway par 5. But yeah, I don't know.
It should have been 5-5 there. Anyway, it doesn't matter.
Anyway,
it was always a par 5.
It's a long par 4.
Yeah. Is that going back to the Smeltzer house?
Should mention right now the PGA event is the Truist Championship at Quail Hollow. They had so much rain on overnight Wednesday. Keith Stewart, who comes on pretty well every time we have a major from Read the Line, really good golf commentator, a writer, everything, sent out a pic and said, I don't think we're starting on time. He sent a picture of the press tent, and there was about 3 inches of water in there. So they had to wrap up some around number 1 today. Matt McCarty tees off in about an hour. He leads the way. He shot a 63 yesterday.
Nice.
And Sungjae Im is a 7 under, and he's just getting round number 2 underway. As far as the Canadians go, Nick Taylor tees off in about 45 minutes. He shot a 66. So he's at T4 right now.
Clickety click.
And Corey Connor shot a 67. So he tees off at 10:28 as well. So right away. So some good showings by the Canadians.
Yeah, very nice.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Quail Hollow in Charlotte, North Carolina.
No idea.
You've been to South Carolina, haven't you?
No, I have not.
What about Mid Carolina?
No, I've been.
Have you ever had Carolina on your mind?
Yeah. It goes back a long time, though. Well, Bob would remember Carolyn Ellert.
Oh, yeah. Matt and Leduc says Josh is like the rest of us Flames fans. We're getting pretty good at golf these days. Well, yeah, when you have all that summer to play,
yeah,
you're going to get better.
Well, when we talked to Greg Schubert, he spent a lot of time in Calgary, but we're going to follow his trail. I want him to say, because he was a Broadmoor boy.
Okay.
He started out in Sherwood Park, and interesting to see where he all went. I know he spent a fair amount of time in Calgary.
Yeah.
And then he went to, like I said, we talked about it last week, your old stomping grounds out there at
Elk
PA.
Ridge, Prince Albert. Yeah. And Elk Ridge was way different now, or way different back then than it is now. A lot of people would, and you played Waskesiu years ago.
Yeah.
And we say the same thing, you and I, when we talk about Waskesiu. It's Jasper Park Lodge without the mountains.
Yep. Easily. There's so much Stanley Thompson there,
Well, design and everything. Yeah.
Yeah. You could see it in Elk Island. I mean, he did Elk Island. And to me, that's one of the greatest shames. It's a national park. So why would they not support it and keep it going? They
It's so sad. Have I showed you the pictures, Gary?
Yes. Well, I went out there. I stopped one day and I walked over and I was heartbroken.
You almost start crying.
Yeah.
You got to jump the fence. Did you jump the fence?
No, the grass was high enough, on the other side.
What they've done there is a travesty to golf, to land, to everything.
Well, it's an insult. I mean, that's a national park, and people should be able to enjoy the national parks. And part of the national parks program has been some of the golf courses, some of the greatest golf courses in Canada or in some of the national parks.
Well, that's how our country was built. The railway came out here, and who was in the cars? Stanley Thompson.
Yep.
Well, we're going to do a national park here. Let's do a course. And it brought people.
Well, it was a make works project. I mean, you were in the Depression. I mean, times were bad, and
Exactly.
there they were. But
it's so disappointing. And I tried to do a story on Elk Island when I was still at Global. So this would be 3 years ago.
Yeah.
I made calls for a day. Nothing.
No
one from the parks, no one from anyone would touch it.
No.
The one thing that I did learn, so the ownership of the course was sort of, there's a word for it, and I can't remember what it is. So it's like a stewardship. So you're running the course under the umbrella of the park.
Yeah, but no, it was a lease. It was a flat out lease. They were paying,
but it was a family, and they didn't want to do it anymore.
Well, it got to that, yeah. But before that, I mean, it was run by the parks.
Okay.
When Reg Johnson was the greenskeeper there, and then he came to Broadmoor, it was run by the national parks, and it was spectacular. I mean, it was.
I mean, like a 9-hole course.
Yeah,
you could go out, and I mean, the camping's changed a little bit at Elk Island now.
Yeah,
a little bit. You can bring a trailer in. It's not like where the tents are and the small,
right? Because
that's more cozy and comfortable.
Yeah.
But people would go out there and maybe just have a picnic or something.
Yeah,
because it's so much. So the picnic area is fabulous.
Yeah. Well, in school, I mean, at the end of the year, a lot of times we went out there and had our end of the year kind of wind up deal.
Yeah.
But the lake, I mean, it's not very deep out there,
and they've let that go too.
Oh, it's sad.
Joe Tex and Elk Island, you guys are absolutely right. It is sad.
No,
I mean,
they absolutely ruined it as far as I'm concerned. If it's going to be, woodland buffalo and, the stuff that goes up to, because there's two types, right? There's the plains bison and the what do they call it? Woodland?
Woodland?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Anyway, they're the ones that tend to be up north. And it's a breeding facility. They've got some on one side, some on the other. And they've got, there's elk in there, there's deer in there, there's bears in there, there's cougars in there, there's wolves in there. That's all fine. That's, the habitat. But so what? You got a 9-hole golf course, and you're letting people. If you're not going to let people enjoy it, then shut it down.
Yeah,
just use it. I mean,
well, I assume that right now that it's used for pasture land now.
Well, they're in there.
I mean, I climbed the fence. I took 10 to 12 pictures and 3 or 4 videos.
Yeah.
And you could not tell the difference. You didn't know you were on a golf course.
No.
That's how bad it was.
Yeah. Well, hey, Mother Nature will come back and take things over. There's no question of that. But no, I just, having spent so much time out there as a kid, and we would go out there from Broadmoor when you were talking about a flood, when it flooded Broadmoor, and that had good drainage. We loaded up, 3 or 4 cars and headed out there and played in the driving rain, and it was incredible.
Yeah.
It was just a great facility.
I have to just mention too, just before we go to break and bring in Greg Schubert, the Canadian roster for the World Hockey Championship officially announced, and of course we talked about Evan Bouchard, Darnell Nurse.
Yep.
On the back end, I mean, it's pretty loaded. They got Dylan DeMello, Sam Dickinson from the Sharks, Denton Matejchuk. So they got 2 young guys there. I would imagine those will be your 7 and 8 to start. Depends. I mean, Morgan Riley, Zach Whitecloud. So Parker Weatherspoon too. So we'll see what happens there.
Celebrini going or no?
Celebrini is going. Yep.
He is,
Macklin Celebrini is going. Connor Brown, former Oiler, too. Dylan Cousins, Matthew Barzell, Emmett Finney, a young guy out of Detroit. Duke's favorite player, Dylan Holloway. Fraser Minton, Ryan O'Reilly, Shifley, Tavares, Robert Thomas, and Gabe Velarde in goal. I think it's going to be so cool to watch this. So they got Jet Greaves, and then Cam Talbot, and then Jack Ivankovich, who's a young guy.
Okay.
So that's the Team Canada roster for the World's set for Zurich, Switzerland.
Now, what are the rules? You can you keep bringing guys in as teams get knocked out?
Well, you used to. They would leave spots open, but I think right now you go, you want to commit to this?
Yeah.
So there used to be guys that would come even after round 2. They might leave a spot open.
Right.
But I think what they've gone now and saying, if you want to commit to this right now, we're going to go with you.
Yeah.
So, I mean, they wait till after round 1 and things like that. So, look, so Bouchard, round 1, Nurse, round 1, up front. Well, I guess up front, there's not a whole heck of a lot, really. Shifley.
Yeah.
No, and Shifley didn't make the playoffs. So Tavares didn't make the playoffs. Thomas didn't. I mean, I guess for the most part, yeah. Celebrini didn't make the playoffs. So,
okay.
Just a few guys from round 1, I guess. Then.
Yes.
Hey, when we come back, we're going to have Greg Schubert from the Belvedere Golf and Country Club. It's Golfing with the G-Man for the Country Club Tour on the Kevin Karius Show with the Duke of Delburne and Josh Fenwick on Sports 1440 AM radio. We're streaming on YouTube, X, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitch.
Come for Canada's largest trade shows, the biggest names in entertainment, exhilarating sporting events, and more. And stay for the experience at the Edmonton Expo Centre. Looking for the perfect place to host your next big event? From trade shows to galas, meetings, and concerts, the Edmonton Expo Center has the space, event expertise, and service to make your next event unforgettable. With over 522,000 square feet of flexible event space, in-house catering, and operational expertise, they bring your biggest vision to life. Learn more at edmontonexpocenter.com today.
Don't let equipment failure stop you cold. At AWS Welding in Nisku, our factory-trained service techs are on hand for all welding equipment repairs. We're a fully warranted center for Miller, Lincoln, and ESAB. And we service all makes and models. Proper, regular service extends the life of your gear and keeps it running at peak capacity. Don't wait for a breakdown. Book your service appointment today at 780-979-0470. AWS Welding. We make it happen.
Hit the throttle, open her up, and get rolling to Harley-Davidson of Edmonton's open house Saturday, May 9th. Enter to win a new Harley-Davidson motorcycle and get in on the giveaways and door prizes. Come check out a huge selection of new and pre-owned bikes, riding gear, Harley t-shirts, and more. Don't miss it. This Saturday, May 9th at Harley-Davidson of Edmonton on the Yellowhead Trail. Kent family owned and operated since 1980. Details at hdedmonton.com.
You wanted local sports on weekends. Saturday mornings at 9, check out the Saturday Sports Setup, where we'll tee up what's happening on the weekend sports scene. Tune in Saturday morning at 9 on Sports 1440.
Get ready for a night of rock with the Gene Simmons Band. Monday, November 30th at Silent Ice Center in Nisku. The Gene Simmons Band, performing your favorite classic hits. Monday, November 30th at Silent Ice Center in Nisku. Tickets on sale now at silenticecenter.com. Don't miss the Gene Simmons Band.
Hey, it's Jamie from Green Drop Lawn Care, exploring Edmonton from the Science Center to Horlock Park. I see your lawns and cringe a little. Weeds are here. And you've got them, Edmonton. Take your lawn back with our guaranteed lawn care programs and unlimited weed control.
Green Drop has been Canada's lawn expert since 1979. And they're in your community, keeping your yard looking beautiful with affordable lawn care packages that include fertilizer, weed control, drought fighter, and more. Visit greendrop.com.
Canadian Tire's Big Spring Tire Sale is back. Save up to 25% on quality tire brands including Continental, Michelin, Motomaster, and Pirelli until May 21st. Conditions apply. Details online.
O'Hanlon Paving is looking for finished skid steer operators, finished grader operators, Class 1 drivers, and more to join their Edmonton Road Crew team. Bring your positive attitude and great work ethic to their job fair today from 10 until 3. Visit o'hanlonpaving.com/careers.
Have your sports curiosity cured with the Kevin Karius Show. This is Sports 1440.
All right, welcome back to the big program, 1021 in Edmonton. Kevin Karius, Gary Meyer with you on a Friday morning, golfing with the G-Men for the Country Club Tour. Keep in mind, again, that 2026 CCT membership card is still available, but it is limited. $200 gets you the membership card. Incredible deals across the CCT family. As we welcome in Greg Schubert from the Belvedere Golf and Country Club. Good morning, Greg. You're with Kevin Karius and Gary Meyer. Thanks for jumping on Sports 1440 on a Friday morning. Really appreciate it.
Thank you, gentlemen. It's great to be here. I'm honored.
Yeah. Are you ready? Everything ready and rolling out there at the Belvedere right now?
Yeah, we got officially opened yesterday, first rounds of golf. So we had about 200 players out yesterday, and we got about topping out at about 220 today. And great to see all the smiling faces and the burnt foreheads because no one's been used to being outside in the sun and the wind for the last 6 or 7 months.
Wow. It's tough. I know the private's always open later, as you know, too, Greg. But yes. I mean, April was just a miserable month for everyone here.
Well, as Greg's going to find out, there's a snow band that comes through there, and there'll be snow, a foot, 2 feet deeper there at times. And amazing. How much snow they get?
It was that last weekend, that sort of the last blitz of snow on that Friday, Saturday. It was amazing. We had, like you said, Gary, we had 2-foot drifts in some spots, and I mean, we opened the range on Wednesday a week ago, and we still had a little bit of snow hanging around and corners of the range and stuff like that. And people are coming out and there's like, still snow out here. I'm like, yeah, and you just get far enough from the city and you don't have the heat of the city, and it just takes that little bit longer for everything to melt. But I was driving out yesterday morning for opening day and thinking it's my 35th opening day at a golf course working in the business. And I don't remember a spring like this before of it being this backed up, but it's talking to other pros across the country. It's been like that across the country. Ontario's been cool and windy and rainy, and even Invermere in those areas, they were a couple weeks behind. So Mother Nature, she wins. You can't win that battle with her.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Al Gore told us it's global warming. I mean, it's over. It's over. We're all done here. These idiots.
Yeah. Jeez. Greg, did you know Gary was like the youngest pro out there at the Belvedere about 75 years ago?
Yeah.
I did. In fact, I was actually I was a sponsor junior member out here in the late 80s when Gary was plying his trade, and then I had the honor of working with Gary on our national board of directors, sort of 2010, 2012, something like that. So we were on the national board together. So I've always I'm a Sherwood Park kid originally, so I've known Gary for years, now LG and the Broadmoor gang that I grew up with. So it's great to be home again.
Yeah. Well, now we talked about that, your journey. So take me to back to when you came to Sherwood Park, and away you went. You decided golf was the thing to do, and off to Broadmoor with guys like Darren Evans, who could, they could ruin your career, but.
Yeah, it was, I was played everything as a kid growing up, baseball, hockey, everything that I could. And then, my dad and my uncles introduced me to golf. We'd go to Elk Island all the time, which I wish it was still open because that was a fabulous little 9-hole golf course. And really got into golf and started hanging around Broadmoor a little bit, but I couldn't get a junior membership till I was 12. And as soon as I turned 12, I quit baseball and took up golf, and was a junior member at Belvedere or at Broadmoor, and loved it. I mean, it was such a great group of kids that were there. And I think at one point in time, we figured out one afternoon sitting around having coffee, wasn't coffee, but that there was like 32 or 33 golf pros that came out of Broadmoor in sort of a 20-25 year span, starting with Gary and Henry Hemis and Jeff Sveen and Bruce Vermey and Darren Evans and the Rumpel brothers. And it was just an amazing time to be a junior golfer because you could always find a game. And Ken Matson was just amazing. And then after Ken left, Ron Belbin came in, and then there was Mike Belbin and Danny Saul, who's now caddying for Corey Connors. And it was such an amazing atmosphere to be around golf and talking golf with people and the members and the public. And it drew me to it. And when I was 18, I knew what I wanted to do, and went to Nate for a couple of years and did business management there. And then started working for Ron in the pro shop when I was 17, and never looked back. And it's the only thing I've done since I was basically, like I said, this was my 35th opening day for golf. It's been quite a journey.
Okay, so you're working for Ron Belbin. You're 17 now. The next move, you must have gone south, did you?
Slowly. So in 1993, I worked for Kent Adams at the Colonial Golf Club the very first year that Colonial opened up. And then that next year, in the spring of 1994, we're at the education seminar in Edmonton. I think at the Mayfield Inn, I believe is where it was, 1994. And Larry Perper from the Red Deer Golf and Country Club, he's following me around, and he won't stop until I say, yes, it'll come down for an interview. So I drive down and have an interview with Larry, and then I went and worked for him in 1994. And then that was his last year. The board decided to move on. So then I started moving down south and went to Cottonwood for a couple of years in 95, 96. Redwood Meadows in 97, 98 as an assistant, and then became an associate, and then Bearspaw for 3 years as an associate professional. And and then just worked my way through. I came back to Edmonton for a couple of years, 1 year at the Derrick, and then 1 year at Stony Plain, and then went back to Calgary and was at Cottonwood for 11 years as the head pro, and then went up to Bearspaw for a couple more years as the head pro, and then it's just been an amazing adventure. The last 5 years five of the last 6 I was at the track in Langdon, a public golf course. That was amazing. And then last year I spent the year out at Elk Ridge in up in the Waskesiu area in Saskatchewan, which was really cool. Great people, amazing people, and what a beautiful spot of the country. Just really, really isolated.
What course haven't you worked at, Greg?
Well, there's a few, but
just kidding.
This guy can't hold a job.
Every year was as an assistant. Every year was an opportunity to move up the ladder and learn a little bit more and get a little bit more responsibility. And I loved it. And I was on the Alberta Board of Directors as the assistance director for a while. And then when I was down at Cottonwood, I was asked to serve on our national board of directors. And then all of a sudden, within about 2 or 3 years, I was on the executive committee and vice president, and sort of a little bit of something that I didn't foresee, but it happened really quickly. And then, was vice president and president of the PGA, and just an amazing adventure. It's, everything I have is because of golf, and the adventures and the places that I've seen is because of golf. And it's truly been an honor.
Greg Schubert with us on the Kevin Carey Show with Gary Meyer, golfing with the G-Men on a Friday. 34 years ago, Greg, I was working at CKBI Television in Prince Albert, Saskatchewan. So at that point, Elk Ridge was just being opened at that point. It was just opening right around in that time. Of course, everyone went up to Waskesiu and loved the course there. But for everyone in northern Saskatchewan, in the Prince Albert area, to have another great golf course, I mean, Cook Municipal was always a really good course in town in Prince Albert. But to have another quality golf course just right near Waskesiu was a big thing. How much did the course change? Because I remember it back 30 some years ago where it was so tight and they had to open it up. They had to widen it because it was just narrow and just maybe too much of a challenge for golfers, Greg.
Yeah, Elk Ridge is now 27 holes, so it's expanded through the time. And I think over the years they've certainly widened some playing corridors to make it a little bit more user friendly. Obviously, it's up in northern Saskatchewan, so there's a lot of forest, a lot of trees around, and so they've done the best that they can, and they've done a great job. I know, talking to some of the older people that have been around there a long time, that the original owner of the golf course, he would take the golf pro, and they sort of plop him down in a spot, and he'd hit tee shots to a certain spot, and then the guy, he would sort of track where they landed. He'd jump in the Bobcat or the Earth Mover, and then he'd start plowing the trees down and start going from there. So it really was a passion, project of passion for the gentleman that owned it at that point in time. And it's a fun golf course. It's a great golf course. And, and like you said, Waskesiu is amazing too. I've seen some pictures. I mean, the amount of snow that they've had this year makes what we had look like it was nothing. They won't open until after the long weekend right now, it looks like.
Really? Wow.
Yeah. The snow up there is unbelievable right now.
I want to go back to your years. I think it's a 2-year stint, isn't it, for the PGA, the president of the PGA Canada? So one of the perks is that you are a guest of Augusta National. Tell us about that.
You know what? I've been blessed. I've been now 3 times to Augusta, and it is my very first time is I had gone from just as a board member up to vice president right away because of some changes. Some individuals left the board, and so it required some quick maneuvering on the board's part. So I went 1 extra year as vice president to come up to speed, because usually there's a secretary, vice president, and then president in two years in each role. And the very first time I walked in, the security is probably tighter than going to the airport, and obviously tighter than going to Donald Trump's gala dinners and stuff like that. But like, you can't get in with anything. But we walk in, and there's about a 1-foot piece of grass between the white picket fence and where the gate is. And this one gentleman gets down on one knee, and he just starts bawling. My first 5 minutes there, and this guy is crying because he's actually, for him, in the gates of heaven, and he's at Augusta National. But it is it is one of those places that I can describe it, and then you go and you'll come back and you'll say you weren't even close to describing how amazing it was. It makes Disneyland, like through whether it's the food and beverage outlets that you never used to be able to see on TV, but you can see now because of the drone shots that they have, and or the merchandise tents. It's quicker than getting through Disneyland. They've just got it down to a fine science, and there's a lot of articles coming out now on how Augusta National operates and how efficient they are and how professional they are. And there's a lot of business case studies that are being done on Augusta National for all of their different operations and how amazing they are.
Yeah. I mean, I was there. I got lucky enough to go there when Tiger Woods made the shot on 16, 20 years ago, 21 years ago.
And he pointed right at you.
Well, he looked at me. He said, man, nice shirt. He said, yeah.
Yeah.
I had to tell that for our listener, MTR, because he was waiting for it. So.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
Okay. No, what a treat. I've never been. Dermeyer and I were talking about going. He's been a couple of times, but I always thought it'd be neat to just show up there with a pull cart, a set of clubs, and just walk right up Magnolia Lane, see how that goes over.
Yeah, you get thrown into the other side by Willie's Waffle House.
Yeah.
Well, and that whole street has changed so much because Augusta National has been buying up. Like Hooters used to be just down the road, and John Daly would hang out there, and like he basically made his salary for the year hanging out there for a year. But they've bought everything, and they've just changed the place so much. It's amazing. My daughter is playing field lacrosse at Emmanuel University in Georgia, and so I was down there for 2 weeks before the tournament, 3 weeks for the tournament, and just drove through Augusta just to look at it. And yeah, they every year they keep adding and keep expanding, and now there's all these rumors of tunnels underneath. You don't see where the garbage goes. You don't see how the food is delivered. You don't see how the merchandise is delivered. They've just become Disney on steroids for basically for 10 days for the ladies event and then for the Masters itself.
Well, they've got they've got tunnels. They've got I mean they control the airflow. I mean
everything.
The fan, everything. It's
It's like basically that movie what's the movie with the Truman Show? Yeah, Truman Show.
Oh, right.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Thanks, Josh. Appreciate it, man.
Jim Carrey.
Yes. Greg Schubert with us, the 44th president of PGA Canada. What's that meant to you?
You know what? It has meant a lot, actually, Kevin. It when you work in one province, you get to know the golf professionals within your province. But I had the ability as the president, and thanks to Tiff and Lyle when I worked at Cottonwood, to go be the starter at our various national championships, whether it was the assistants championship or the ladies or the seniors, and get to meet my fellow golf professionals on the tee. I know I've listened to stories of Gary and Mo Norman down in Florida for years being on the board, and I got to hear more stories by meeting more people across the country. So now I've got this giant Rolodex of friends and fellow golf professionals that I can call or they can call me. And that's really what it's meant, is getting to know more people across the country. And, we're all in a brotherhood and sisterhood of being a golf professional and promoting the game and the business of golf. And, by having those people and knowing them and having that personal relationship, that's really been the most important thing to me. And then as, going through the executive, meeting some people with PGA of Great Britain and Ireland and PGA of America and all of the different PGAs around the world, it has really been an eye opener, and you get to see what other countries are doing, what other associations are doing. And then you can bring some of that stuff back to your own club, and it's better for the members and the guests at your own club then. So it's really been truly, one of the best experiences professionally that I've had.
And Greg did a very good job down there when he took over. There's really only been 3 presidents from Alberta: Al Ewan, Dave Clark, and then yourself. And then Tiff, I guess, is on her way in to take that role.
Yeah, she actually, last Wednesday, it was the AGM, and she officially became the first female golf professional to be the 51st president of the PGA of Canada. So she's broken a glass ceiling on there. Obviously, the lady in PGA of America did that about 5 or 6 years ago. But for the PGA of Canada, it's a really big deal, and I'm so proud of Tiff. She's actually a godparent for my daughter, and we're very close, and worked with her for about 14 years over my lifespan of my career here. So it's really cool to see her as the next president, or as the president right now, and she's going to do an amazing job. She's been such a spokesperson for golf and for ladies in golf and business in golf, and it's just going to be awesome for the PGA for sure.
Yeah, she's first class, always has been. Now the Belvedere, have they got it sorted out? I mean, there's lots of talk around town. We know that there's been an angel investor, and we know that our friends from Silent Ice have come in. And has that all been worked out and the fee structure all done, or is that still kind of in the works?
You know what? It's in the very final stages. I mean, any time that you're going to be doing something like this, it always involves lawyers and accountants and the finance things. And it's the final papers are, in fact, if they're not being signed today, it'll be Monday. So we're really close to getting to where we want to go, and then the membership here will approve it. The last little bit of it, and then we'll go out into the marketplace. But the energy and the vibe around the golf course yesterday and this morning, they can sense that there's some really big things that are going to be happening for Belvedere. We sold 4 brand new memberships last week alone, so people can start to feel the energy that we're creating with this new program and with this new ownership model that I don't think is anywhere in Canada. I think it's going to be very unique. I think it's going to be beneficial for both parties, and really looking forward to it. And it's I would love to say more, but until the lawyers and everybody gets their John Henrys on it, it's just one of those things that we are. If it's a 100-yard dash, or if it's the Kentucky Derby last weekend, we're charging hard and just about at the finish line here.
Any update at all, Greg, that you could give on expansion?
I don't know enough about that. I only started a couple months ago, so I've just been sort of strictly focused on trying to get the pro shop open and golf operations ready to go and the team trained up. So I know that there's a lot of thoughts and there's a lot of as the golf industry goes, a lot of rumors and innuendo out there, and definitely there's lots of things that are on the plate. It just takes money and time, and that'll be once everything's secured and our committees get together with the Silent Ice group, and then figure out what's going to be the game plan and how are we going to attack it and how are we going to do it responsibly. Because I think that's the biggest thing, is it's got to be done responsibly. That the members feel like everything is in the best interest of the club and of their now share in it, because they're now an owner of the golf club as per se, as an equity member.
Yeah. And how's Jeff doing down below? I understand that the golf course is in pretty good shape.
The golf course is, he said yesterday or the day before to me that if the golf course opened in this condition every year, he'd be tickled. So it looks quite good. I've just driven around once or twice, but everybody came in with smiles yesterday. His Jeff's dog Oakley is doing great, getting treats from all the members again. Dog knows exactly who's got treats and in what pockets, and it's pretty funny to watch. But Jeff and his crew are doing a great job out there, and just getting things cleaned up, because realistically the snow disappeared just over a week ago, so they haven't had a lot of prep time, but doing a great job. And by all accounts, it's didn't hear one bad thing yesterday. Obviously some people, the greens are a little bit slow. Well, it was -8 here Monday morning. So
you're not going to be
when
burning
I got
them down. Yeah,
no, not quite yet. So but it looks like it's going to be a good year. Hopefully one evening of rain that had like 2 or 3 hours of soaking rain would be just absolutely ideal right now. But we'll take what we can get. Just happy to see the sun and happy to see golfers back on the golf course again.
Yeah. We had the Kevin Karius Easter Seals Celebrity Classic at Belvedere for about 20 years. And it was with mixed emotions that I had to talk to James Rosenau, Rosie, about 4 or 5 months ago, Greg, as you know, and just said that this is going to be the last year. Last year was. So it was a tougher call for me, I'll be honest with you, because we had so many good memories at Belvedere.
Yeah, I mean, you develop, friendships and kinship with people and doing those types of events. And, it's always hard when something ends. There's absolutely no question about it. It's a gut wrencher, and it tugs at the heart a little bit too.
Yeah, it does for sure. Just got a text in, no name on this one, so it's one of your guys' burner accounts. Cannot imagine that both Gary Meyer and Greg Schubert on live radio at the same time. 2 living legends.
Oh,
I'm gonna say that.
somebody's drinking in the morning.
That might be Darren Evans. I'm
Yeah, there you
guessing.
go. Well, that's not just the morning, then, is it? Now you've got, and this kind of gives me a chance to brag just a little bit. But after 16 years, when I retired from Belvedere, I was fortunate enough to be named Club Professional of the Year. Al Elgie, who worked, actually, he was a back shop guy. He worked with us, and then he worked his way up to first assistant. And when I left, he took over. After 16 years, he won the PGA Club Professional of the Year. So you got 15 years to get your stuff in order here and keep the streak going.
I'm going to do my best then, Gary.
Yeah, I know you will.
I'm going to do my best.
I know you will. Yeah.
It was great having lunch with you and Al a couple of weeks ago and getting some of the Belvedere stories, the old stories. It was awesome to hear.
Well, here's the story you were talking about. So I go there. This is 1975. I go out to play, and 76 was my first full year. So I go out to play interclub, and we get to the back nine, and I say to the guy that I'm with, I said, this is going to sound funny. I said, but where does this hole go? Because I'd only played 9 the year before, and the golf course had changed so much. But how's that for you?
Yeah.
I didn't know where the holes went.
Oh, good stuff. Hey, Greg, thanks so much for coming on this morning. Good luck in your first year here at Belvedere. Hope you have a great, fantastic season and many more years to come at Belvedere. Thanks for coming on.
I appreciate it. Thanks, Kevin. And if you're ever coming out, please let me know. And thank you guys. You guys have a great day. And thanks for having me on. And anytime. I love talking golf and love talking the business and just golf in general. So thank you.
Good stuff.
We'll get some Broadmoor boys together. I'll come out and see you.
Excellent.
All right. Sounds good.
Thanks,
Greg. That's Greg Schubert, Belvedere Golf and Country Club. Just opening, ready to go, and wintered well. Some places didn't winter well around town.
Oh, really? I haven't been out and about.
Didn't winter well, but that's just the way she goes. But that's, again, it was a harder call for me. We were 20 years.
Yep.
Ballpark at the Belvedere. We were at Highlands before. Raised $1.8 million for kids with disabilities. But I just felt it was time. People have asked me, "Are you doing? You're going to be doing the tournament?"
Yeah.
And I'm like, it was just time, and I just felt that after a good run.
Yeah.
Like Craig Simpson.
They run their course. 36 years.
For Simmer did 36 years.
36. Yeah. I was lucky. I did 35 of the 36. I came back from Redwood Meadows 4 times just to do the event.
Exactly.
I missed it once, and Jimmy did it.
Oh,
Jimmy Jerome.
Jimmy Jerome. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, and that's why they got you back. They didn't like him.
Yeah, he was banished. I think they sent him. He was living in semi-seclusion somewhere just outside of Melfort, Saskatchewan.
Northern Quebec.
Yeah.
Northern Quebec from Slapshot. I haven't seen Jimmy for a while. Have you talked to him?
I did. Yeah, he's doing well. He's doing very well. The curling thing that he was doing with Kevin Martin was really going well. I think they were syndicated. I think they're doing really good. And he was also doing those personal life stories, which was really an interesting thing. But I'm really excited because it looks like Ali Bro is going to buy Daryl Meyer and I lunch. And this goes back almost 40 years. He needed a stick signed. So I got Mark to sign a stick for his daughter. And he said, "Wow, I'll take you for lunch." 40 years coming up.
Greater Man Jay says, my grandpa had a membership for 30 or 40 years at Broadmoor. Sid Tordoff was his name. He was a pastor. I believe the only time he swore was when he was golfing.
Well, that's allowed.
Sure it is.
Yeah. When I was at Broadmoor, Father O'Brien was the priest, the Catholic priest, and I was a Dogan, and he gave me a free pass to have, and he said, "No, you got to work on Sundays," so I didn't have to go to church. But he came in one day, and somebody had cut a piece out of the 13th green, like a square.
Okay.
But they had, just like you would skin an animal, it was that flat. It was just. And he looked at me and he said, "Did you see what happened on 13? And I was 12 years old. I said, "Yes, Father, I saw it." He said, "You know what I'd do, Gary, if I saw somebody doing that?" I said, "No, Father." He said, "I kick him right in the balls." I thought I was going to be hit by lightning. Here's a priest saying, "Holy smoke." Ay. We would have all done it.
IMAC Texan says, because we're talking about, Greg was talking about going to Augusta and security, things like that. IMAC says nothing compares to 2002. He was at the Memorial after 9/11. He says the U.S., he says, was still in DEFCON 1. To get on the property, we had to walk through a line of flat brim hats about 100 deep, shoulder to shoulder, facing each other with barely enough space to get past all the chest badges. Talk about intimidating. Then when we saw camoed personnel in the woods with AR-15s, especially when Tiger was near, it was the safest place I've ever been hammered, he says, so he was loaded. He goes, then the next year he went to Augusta and didn't recall any police presence, to be honest. So anything after 9/11 was crazy. I remember
changed the world.
Well, I started doing Oiler games. In 2003.
Yep.
And I remember doing a game in Washington, and the bus to get just near the rink, there were certain check stops where they had dogs and the mirrors under, the guys with the long mirrors to check for bombs, because the rink was close enough to the White House and whatever else.
Well, I remember the security changing when we were still at Rexall, when I was working as an off-ice official.
Yeah.
How things changed there just because of, 9/11 hadn't happened.
Yeah.
But it was all, the metal detectors, the whole thing was starting to come in. And
for those of you watching us on YouTube and things like that, Gary Myers wearing a number 19 hat.
Yes.
We're going to explain that when we come back. We're going to ask the Duke or even Josh Fenwick if they know what this number 19 hat is all about. I finally figured it out.
You did. You got it.
I did.
Okay.
It took me 20 minutes, but I finally figured it out.
Great story for it.
It is.
Yep.
That's coming up on the Kevin Carey Show with the Duke of Delburne, Josh Fenwick, and Golfing with the G-Man, Gary Meyer, for the Country Club Tour on Sports 1440 AM radio. We're streaming on YouTube, X, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitch.
A lot of you love hockey season. But when it comes to construction season, you're not as excited unless you work for GS Construction. It's true. As one season is winding down, ours is winding up with all sorts of great projects to make the city we live in better. And our team is hiring. GS Construction is scouting for pipe layers, topmen, and heavy equipment operators. So if you want to score a great job, visit gsconstruction.ca today.
Your protein drink should work as hard as you do. That's why Booster Juice is hitting the gym harder than ever, brother. Meet your new gym buddies, the Way Too Good and Green Gains Booster Mixers. 2 new ripped and refreshing menu options that bench some serious protein. Perfect for pre or post workout. Way Too Good and Green Gains Booster Mixers taste like motivation. So what are you waiting for? Let's go!
Booster Juice. Canadian born, blending since 1999.
Silent Ice Sports and Entertainment is an innovative market leader across Western Canada. Properties include the Spruce Grove Saints, the Junior Prospects Hockey League, Silent Rides Charter Company, the Hockey Super League, and the newly launched Female Super League. Silent Ice also owns the Western Hockey League Seattle Thunderbirds and operates the Morinville AAA Arena. The Silent Ice Center, a new state-of-the-art entertainment facility in Nisku, features 2 sheets of ice, a 1,600-seat arena, as well as Summit Restaurant. Learn more at silentice.com.
I've got some good news. If you've been thinking about a heavy-duty truck, the 2026 Ram 2500 Black Express is now at St. Albert Dodge. You've got 20-inch black aluminum wheels, black Mopar side steps, body color, bumpers and grille, and a sport performance hood. Available in all the colors for $68,990. Plus, new this year, Ram's best-in-class 10-year powertrain warranty. Now's the time. Head up the trail and see how easy it is to do business at St. Albert Dodge.
Debt can take over your life. The stress, the constant worry, it can feel like you're drowning. When people come to see me, they're often anxious and feeling hopeless. But when I explain how I can help them get out of debt, those feelings melt away. I'm Parveen Middleton, licensed insolvency trustee at BDO here in Edmonton. I will create a personalized debt relief plan so you can move forward with confidence. Call 1-833-BDO-TALK or visit bdodebt.ca to discover your debt-free future.
The puck is passed up through the neutral zone, and here's a breakaway. He's coming in hot. He shoots it. Oh no, a broken stick.
When it comes to performance, quality parts matter. Napa Auto Parts has all the reliable parts, tools, and more to keep your vehicle running like a playoff contender. With over 85 locations in Alberta, visit your local Napa store today or shop online at napacanada.com. That's Napa know-how.
Have your sports curiosity cured with the Kevin Karius Show. This is Sports 1440.
All right, welcome back to the big program, 10:52 in Edmonton. Wrapping up golfing with the G-Men for the Country Club Tour. And again, Gary brought in his signed number 19 hat.
Signed. Yep.
And it's got some things on the side, little, achievements. Duke and Josh Fenwick had a look at it. Did you guys put 2 and 2 together here? Do you have any sniff, Duke?
I don't think I do.
It says, so it's got
It's
signed brim.
So it's signed brim and you can see the number 19 on it, which should be a giveaway, obviously the big decal in front. But then on the one side, it says NHL Awards, King Clancy Trophy, Mark Messier Leadership Award. The other side, career statistics, well over 1,000 games played. I think it says 400 goals.
Mhm.
And then right on the back, on the little sizer, the years of the career, 1995 to 2017.
And
so there's a lot of clues there, and somebody that's much smarter than me would certainly be able to figure it out.
I asked Gary, I said, so is this guy in the Hall of Fame? And he said, I don't know. I don't think so. He isn't.
Oh, is it Adam Oates?
No, funny. That's funny. Funny,
No.
Duke, funny.
Yeah.
And then that's when I finally cut 2 and 2 together.
Yes.
Because he's a borderline Hall of Famer.
He sure
I
is.
think he is, but
Yeah.
I don't know if he's going to get in.
I
don't
think he
know.
will.
I hope he does.
Yep. He's a
And
heck of a guy, and he's
it's-
a great cowboy, too. He's now a bird a cowboy.
Shane Doan.
Oh,
Yeah.
Paul Kirk's own.
Yeah, and he's been on the show.
Has
been
he?
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
He actually, one of the best stories he talked about it was when he was on the Man Tracker.
Tracker.
Oh, that's right.
Because his brother really wanted to do it, so then he tried to pull some strings to make it happen, and they're
And
like,
they did.
"Yeah, we can have your brother on, but you have to do it
Yeah.
too."
Did they catch him?
I think they did, yeah.
Yeah.
And then they said once after the brother they got on, they said, "Okay, now that you're on, Shane, we like your brother, but can you get someone else?" Like,
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, we get these hats because it was his last. I was doing the Phoenix Coyotes alumni golf tournament. I did it for about 7 years down there with Wayne McBean and I mean, he brought all kinds of guys in. They were from all the teams.
Yeah.
Anyway, everybody got a hat, and Shane was kind enough to sign all these hats and everything.
Mhm.
So when I'm doing the bit of the speech at the end, I guess I said, we're all excited to get these number 19 hats. I said, because I really like Steve Yzerman. And guys are laughing. I said, "Oh, I'm sorry." I said, that's a faux pas. I said, number 19, we all know it's Paul Henderson. Thank you very much, Paul. And a big thank you to Paul. But what a great guy. And
Yeah.
he's still down there. He's running. He's a team roper.
Mhm.
And there's a bunch of those guys involved in the horses and stuff down there. And
Mhm.
he's a cowboy.
Great show, Gary. Have a super weekend.
Yeah, you too. To the Meyer family, our condolences again. I know that Ashley lost her grandmother, and better days to come, guys. And all is well. All is well.
Good stuff, Gary. Have a fabulous weekend, big guy. We'll see you next Friday. That's Golfing with the G-Man, Gary Meyer. Coming up at the top of the hour, it is Fantasy Frenzy with
the former Rochep T-Bird.
Connor Helly and the Duke of Delburne. It's the Lowdown with Alan Mitchell, 12 to 2. Jason Greger drives us home with the Jason Greger Show. We got Blue Jays baseball, Duke, I would imagine, to follow right after that. Fox Sports all night long. The Triple S at 9 o'clock. Hoop City. Josh Fenwick is in for both of them. Duke, you in for the Triple S?
I think so.
Atta boy, atta bomber, atta hey. We'll be back with you on Monday morning. Before all that, time now for a Sports 1440 update brought to you by Sean Cunningham of Remax Real Estate. Get the home team advantage for your next move in the Edmonton area. If you're thinking about buying or selling a home, call or text Sean directly at 780-265-0165. Hey, everyone. Thanks for listening this morning. Really appreciate it. Thanks for all the great texts. Thanks for the interaction. We could not do it without you. Hope you have a fabulous weekend. We'll see you back here Monday morning with Eddie Steele. Until then, here is the Duke.
The Sports 1440 update.
Stanley Cup playoff action tonight. Game 2 between the Sabres and Canadiens from Buffalo. Puck drop just after 5 o'clock, Mountain Sabres with a 1-0 series lead. The nightcap, 7:30 puck drop between Vegas and the Ducks from Southern California. That series all knotted at 1 game apiece. Off the ice, finalists for this year's Hart Trophies, the league's MVP, have been announced. Connor McDavid out of our own Edmonton Oilers, along with Nate McKinnon from Colorado and Tampa Bay's Nikita Kucherov are your 3 finalists. Team Canada announcing its roster for this year's World Hockey Championship taking place in Switzerland. Darnell Nurse and Evan Bouchard will represent the Edmonton Oilers, while other headline names include Macklin Celebrini, John Tavares, Mark Scheifele, and on the back end, joining the group will be Toronto's Morgan Riley. PWHL playoffs continuing tonight with Boston in Ottawa, and Montreal and Minnesota square off for game number 4. Montreal the 2-1 series lead there. In the association, Knicks and Sixers go at it from Philadelphia. New York leading the series 2-0, and San Antonio and Minnesota. That series all tied at 1 tip-off at 7:30. WNBA 2026 season tipping off tonight with 3 games on the docket, including the expansion. Toronto Temple will play their first game in franchise history at home against the Washington Mystics. Tip-off at 5:30. Elsewhere, New York hosting Connecticut, and Golden State plays Seattle. Full slate of games in the majors today, including the Toronto Blue Jays opening a set at home against the Los Angeles Angels. First pitch just after 5 o'clock with a Dylan Cease on the bump for Toronto. You can catch that game right here on Sports 1440, joined in progress at the conclusion of the Jason Greger Show. Coming up on Sports 1440, it is Fantasy Frenzy with Hallie and Douglas. I'm Brandon Douglas at your Sports 1440 update.
Sports 1440 in West Edmonton Mall and Wetaskiwin. CKJR is a Stingray radio station.
Download the free radio player app